guys? Welcome to episode 52, the official 1-year episode of Two Bearded Guys. I'm TBG_Ops Guy.
You pointed at me? Okay. Mudhog, B&Q.
I screwed with him last week. Now he's worried. With us today,
I'm Chris.
his name on Instagram is Creed420.
430.
430, my bad. And behind the camera,
He's not a stoner.
And behind the camera, the one, the only.
I'll scream that.
Welcome back, guys. This is going to be a fun one. So, as you heard from our initial song, it wasn't your normal intro. It is the Game of Thrones song because 6 out of our 7 beers today are from Amagang Brewery, and they're their Game of Thrones series they had that they ran during when the show aired. Yeah. For multiple years. We're actually not even coming close to drinking all of the ones Chris brought. He brought like 12 or 13.
Yeah, we have 2 episodes.
So we're drinking 6 today. Yes, dear?
We might have screwed the pooch with the intro music.
What's that?
Facebook just said, copyright live video blocked.
Told you.
Oh, damn.
Do you just want to end that one and restart that real quick?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, we'll be right back on Facebook.
Told you!
YouTube just lets the others monetize. So.
I told him earlier. He didn't listen.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine.
So start off with our normal theme song.
No, we're still live on the others. He's just ending.
Are we still live
Facebook,
on the others right
yeah.
now?
Yeah,
All right,
everyone's
we're going to
listening
stall
right
for
now.
a second until he gets Facebook going again.
So perfect timing. So here you go. I got you a Christmas gift, buddy.
Oh, they say
What
this is the perfect time to introduce John's Jerky. You want that sweet beef? Come to John.
I love it. We should do fake ads like that. I'm sorry he's going to be traded for Deshaun Watson, but...
And
no, he won't.
we are back on Facebook, supposedly. So
Supposedly.
Hey, what's up, guys?
At least our streaming
Hey,
service
what's
says
up,
it is.
guys?
Facebook just blocked our original
Because we played the Game of Thrones
Yeah, see?
music.
because John didn't
Thanks,
listen
buddy.
to me. But,
Very
so,
nice.
you know,
I just knew what YouTube would do. I didn't know what Facebook would do.
Facebook's all sorts of blocking people right now.
Appreciate it.
Anyway, so, back to shit that matters, not his goddamn dolphin socks.
That's Tonga Viola socks.
Tunga Viola?
Tonga Viola.
Tongue of Iola.
Yep.
He likes to give tongue, I guess.
It's good tongue day.
Back to what matters. We're rocking the Game of Thrones beers. We have 6 Game of Thrones beer.
Starting off strong.
1 IPA before that. That we Chris brought most of the beers, but he loves IPA, so I was kind of like, hey, there's a fridge full of IPAs. Go pick one out.
Treat yourself.
And so hopefully it's a good one. He picked it out
hope so.
himself, so hopefully it's a solid one.
It's a lot of pressure, buddy.
But
It's
I'm
not a New
excited
England style, so.
because all our Game of Thrones beers are different styles, ranging from stouts to barley wines, porters, browns, double white ale, and a golden blonde, or a golden ale.
Going now.
So it should be a lot of fucking fun.
Should be.
Now, these beers are going to be very hit or miss. We know that to begin with. Some are getting a little older. And then some just, it happens.
We're hit or miss to start with.
Yeah. But we're excited. Make sure you look on the right side of your screen. That's our sponsors. They are fantastic to us, so check them out. Anything, if
You're pointing at Chris.
if you're a brewery, they are... The Water Performance Technologies LLC is a great one to reach out to. Ugly Pete is fantastic when it comes to making sure your water kicks ass to make good beer.
We love a good
If you do call for an appointment or something, just make sure to ask for Ugly Pete. Tell him two bearded guys.
He'll know exactly what you're saying.
Indie Craft Brew up in Muncie, out of Books and Brews Muncie, is where you can get some of the absolute best craft beer that's hard to find in the area. Taver obviously used the code there to get your first order. It'll give you $10 worth of free beer. Helps Matt out because he spends a lot of money, so he'll get some money to spend on beer for the show.
And then Turfs Up Radio.
Thank you. That's the one I was like, I'm missing one.
I know. I was like,
Did you see the blank in my head? Yeah.
I got you.
Ooh, it was a good one. But Turfs Up Radio sponsors our entire Two Bearded Guys Drunken Movie Review by paying for the podcast space, and we appreciate them. And they're one of the reasons we kind of dove as deep into this as we did. They jumped on board right away, and
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
we felt like we had to live up to what they thought we were.
Lots of pressure, guys. Lots of pressure. I mean, we just gotta get drunk and talk about shit.
Yeah, as you see, we are rocking different glassware today.
We're getting
because,
classy. Well, some of us.
we didn't have like true goblets, so Chris was picking out his glass and went, wine glass. And John and I started to grab other stuff and it was just kind of like, wine glass. And then, of course, as always, Matt has to have a handle.
Wah, wah.
So,
Yeah, and because we also, because it's Game of Thrones night, we drink things and we know things.
exactly. Before I pour the beer, before I talk about the beer,
I drink things and I know things.
I don't do the whole movie quote.
I'm pretty sure it's I drink and know things.
Well, I know things, and I also sometimes drink.
Things.
We're gonna give Tyler an aneurysm tonight. It's gonna be amazing.
Tyler's gonna have an aneurysm tonight. We're gonna see that vein in his head.
Before we open the first beer, Matt, do you have anything for us?
Yeah, speaking of turfs up, we got Russell on. What's up, buddy?
Russell.
Says, hey, guys. Kevin Atwell, hey, what's
What
up?
up,
Kev? Carrie Davis also says, woohoo, happy anniversary.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, Carrie.
Birthday. Anniversary.
We
That's
should have
it.
made posts about that today. We're real slackers. And by we, I mean that's technically my job. My
Welcome
bad.
to the channel.
My bad.
If you haven't seen us yet, this is par for the course.
My bad. That's on me.
It's literally our 1 year show, and we got nothing special about it.
Well, I think part of it's because it's so...
We got a theme. Game of
We do have a
Thrones.
theme.
2 weeks ago we
We
talked
got
about it
blocked by
being...
Facebook. Yes.
2 weeks ago we talked about our first, it being our official 1 year on date. And, I'm just...
Yeah.
I guess the 52nd just wasn't as exciting to me. I'm looking forward to episode 100.
That'll be fun.
That's just
been
cool.
awesome.
That's why we get syndicated. Them's the rules, right?
Those the rules.
Turf's up. We need you to push that for us. We have a couple cool announcements today that we will get to later.
Yeah.
But the first thing first, our first beer is by Electric Brewing and 450
No,
North.
wait, that's not first thing. We need to talk about our most anticipated beer of the night.
No, we don't. And so... No, you
Hey,
threw
big
me off by
gun
you
tones.
guys doing your shenanigans bullshit. So,
yeah.
all right, most anticipated beer of the night, starting with off-screen. Matt, go.
I'm going to go with the barley one. I think I'm going to get in your camp there,
What the
Tyler.
fuck?
Hey, get off his dick.
It's one of the stronger ones. And
There's an Imperial Stout specifically for you.
I know that I've had that one. I don't know that I've had the barley wine. That's the difference.
Matt, or John, whoever you are.
I'm really looking forward to the brown ale with the maple syrup and the fenugreek. Excited for that one.
Mr. Reen.
That's all I got.
The White Walker beer.
He said it with so much
double
enthusiasm.
white, right?
He's super stoked about this beer.
He's just here to dump these off. He's not looking forward to this at all. He's just been
I'm
sitting
fairly
there for
certain-
so long.
I'm fairly certain Chris is already regretting showing up.
Oh,
I hate to piggyback off what Matt said because agreeing with Matt sucks, but barley wine, it's my favorite style. Y'all know this. Therefore, anytime I get a barley wine, I'm a happy man.
Yeah. All right, this beer.
No, fuck you. You're not talking. You're done.
Well,
Matt looks like he has something to say. That's why
I was
I
going to
was
say, actually, Brett just jumped on. So what's up, fellas?
fuck you, Brett.
He's wearing the merch today.
Never mind. We love you, Brett.
Yeah, Brett.
Oh, are you wearing the new shirt or the hat?
He just says wearing
The
the
shirt
merch.
showed up.
So actually,
Did it?
he's probably wearing both.
Good.
We never got the email saying it was shipped, but it
No.
showed up within a week of you approving it.
Good for me. Yeah, all right.
That's funny as shit.
I'm wearing merch tonight, too.
Yeah, that's weird.
Is some of the big news later, like the new TBG underwear line? Is that what's coming out? Like,
Damn straight, baby. There's two different pairs. One
Way
has
to
my
scoop
face on the front and John's kissing your ass, and then the other pair is the other way around. It's my face kissing your ass and John's on the front. We wanted to make sure that depending on which way you leaned, or if you wanted to wear both and
Which
really,
way you lean.
go back and forth, you could have
to
us
the right or
both.
to the left? Is that what you're saying, Tyler?
It's a human centipede style, actually.
so you're saying I would have my dick on your face?
Damn straight, baby.
I think that's exactly what he said.
Where the crotch spot, where it really cradles your balls, it leans the dick right against the cheek.
Oh, it's like last Saturday.
That was a good one. Nice.
2 points.
That was a good one. Again, Electric Brewing and 450 North collab. This is Wands and Shadows IPA. I couldn't find the ABV online, but we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
We haven't had anything by Electric, have we?
I don't know. It doesn't sound familiar to me. No.
Also, Brett is confirming he is wearing both of them.
Oh, he had the day off today. He's probably just been sitting around drinking.
Sounds like a good day.
Lucky bastard. Oh wait, that's kind of what I did today. I went to Books and Brews, Noblesville. Got to see our good friend Jordan.
Who got hers? Who wore her new?
She rocked her
hoodie?
new sweater today. By the way, the woman's hoodie, she says, is unbelievably comfortable, soft, and it's perfect for if you're working where it's a little chilly, but want the sleeves, want a little extra weight. It's thin enough that you don't get hot, thick enough it keeps you warm.
I like it.
Is that what they say about you, Tyler?
No, I'm just thick enough it keeps you warm. Took me a second to realize what he said.
I'm just thick enough to keep you warm.
I wasn't listening to Matt at all on that, and then it
Par for the
realized,
course.
oh, he's talking.
Right.
Damn, I missed that one.
Slightly.
My bad.
It's a cool looking can art for especially 450 camp. Like,
I mean, most 450 cans are what they're known for is their art.
It's got sherbet colors on there.
yeah, maybe just think more of the colors. Oh,
I like the nose.
that is an IPA here, boys. Like more than.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
That's tasty.
I'm not upset by that.
I don't know what his is about.
Yeah.
Like this is pretty
Not
good.
overly
Yeah.
hopped. There's definitely the bitterness there, but without being.
But it's not.
It doesn't punch you in the front. It juicy. So if you're more of a New England fan, you're still getting a little juice.
Sure.
But when you're more like Chris or myself and really like more of that traditional hop flavor and bitterness,
High
it
IBU.
gives you a little more of that IBU kind of feel. That I'm not upset with this at all.
Oh, this starting
Yeah,
off strong.
I definitely like.
I really like this.
The grapefruit, orange, mango.
Definitely getting some grapefruit.
Not quite getting mango, but yeah, I could see the grapefruit orange.
Yeah.
Mango's a little sweeter.
Yeah, definitely grapefruit.
Oh yeah, that's solid.
That's good.
That's good.
Beautiful color. Definitely hazy.
I'm gonna say that's a tasty bitch right there.
You know the best part about this glass though?
You can actually get that.
You could
smaller
really
swirl.
get like,
Rock a good smaller swirl.
yeah, something about a wine glass. All right, guys. So before we get into anything further, I want to remind everybody how our scoring goes and let
Listen.
Chris knows as well.
This is how we
So
score.
our scoring is done in the 0.25 increments, so quarter increments starting at 0.25 going to 5. A 3.0 is a perfectly average beer. Above 3 is above average. You get to 4, that's when you're seeking stuff out. Now, caveat, reminder, sometimes it's missed. Even if it's not your style, if it's your favor of that style, so one of those where it's, I don't like sours, but if I were to buy a sour, this is the one I would go find. That hits the 4.0 seek out scale.
I might have gamed a score last week on this caveat.
It needed to be.
Yeah.
So, for instance, if I don't like golden ales, which I mean I do, but say I didn't, but it was just stupid good. That would be one of those where, man, I don't buy Goldens, but if I were going to, I would look for this one. So that would reach a 4. Get above 4.5, that's where it really starts getting
All those beers are
personal.
good.
It's, at that point, you're nitpicking, you're trying to decide if it's a 4.75 or 5. Below 3 is below average, but that 2 to 3 range is still very drinkable beer. A lot of times they're the ones that maybe they're a little older or a flavor's falling out or maybe they just missed something a little bit but still very drinkable. Under 2, you're getting less drinkable, but if it's free, okay. 1 or lower. If somebody hands me a beer that's I've rated a 1 or lower, I'm going to hand it back, tell them to dump it, and then go grab a water out of the sink.
Yeah.
We've only had a couple that were below 1.
Wow.
But when they're below 1,
But
they're
they
usually
earned that
real
shit.
bad. They
They
earned
did.
it. I
They
think they
earned
did
it.
it on purpose. I start to
Yeah. Listerman Pride.
Listerman Pride, yeah. Again, that's John that said it first about 4 weeks in a row now.
I mean, both of you are never going to let that one die.
No, never.
It was a unanimous 0.25. It's the worst
so
possible
bad.
score we can give something.
All 3 people in the score, because this, for those of you watching that may have never watched, the score is based on John, our guest, and myself. Off-screen Matt, we like to hear his opinion. We just don't care when it comes to the score.
We like to hear his opinion, we just don't care about it.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, buddy.
Yep, that's
Because
what
he
I'm on deck.
matters, he just doesn't count.
Exactly.
All right.
Kelly.
So yeah, this beer though, back to that.
Yeah. So I go first on this one. Mm-hmm. I think it's tremendous. It's beautifully built beer. Body's great. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna seek this out again. It's gonna be a 4.
It might be my favorite IPA that 450's ever done.
Yeah. It's really
Not
good.
counting their sours because nothing will beat Citrine and Topaz.
That was amazing.
But yeah,
I would do a 4 as well.
I mean that is a.
Burnt it, solid beer.
It's going to be a 4 average. I'm giving it a 3.75.
Oh, Jesus.
I won't seek this one out, but it's extremely good. But it is a 4 average from the Two Bearded Guys. And when we talk about the scores, remember, guys, you can find all our scores on Two Bearded Guys Untapped. So you can find my personal scores on, I think it's Coach T. Danner. I don't even remember what it is. I knew until I started talking, and then I can't remember. But you can, and then John has one as well, but he doesn't use his very often. But the most important scores for us is our Two Bearded Guys scores. It's just Two Bearded Guys. Bearded is spelled Beerded. It's the same as all our social medias. Huh?
Mr. Ream.
Are you Mr. Ream?
Yep. M.R. Ream.
So, and Chris here has almost 800 beers. I'm over on my personal over 2,300, I believe. And then our two bearded guys now is over 450.
Nice.
So make sure you check those out. They're kind of fun, especially since we do the panel scoring. It definitely makes our scores a little unique on Two Bearded Guys. You can find us on all social medias under Two Bearded Guys: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. Our website is twobeardedguys.com. We're pretty much everywhere. We also have the Two Bearded Guys Drunken Movie Reviews, so it's TBG_Drunken Movie Reviews.
Anywhere you listen to podcasts, baby.
Yeah, you can find those anywhere, as well as our new channel through, that's officially our channel, through Turfs Up Radio.
And also
we have a lot of
check
shit
out,
going on.
We're going to start doing our Drunken Power rankings on IGTV. So,
what are we doing?
Our Drunken Power rankings
Yes.
on IGTV.
Instagram?
Yeah.
Wait.
Instagram TV.
Oh, I just...
But you can just find it on Instagram, but it's through IGTV.
Huh.
And then we have more coming, hopefully, on that soon.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, nod, nod, maybe. You know us. We tease shit and then may forget about it, and it never
Yeah,
happens.
never happened, but
And we never bring it up again.
We at least did one NFL power ranking. So.
Yes, and this week's, which we will post tonight or tomorrow, will be about, probably tomorrow, will be NBA power rankings.
Yeah,
Current NBA teams, where they stand, where we see them in the rankings. So, that should be fun. I can't wait to see John's.
I think mine are solid.
John and I think, will be very accurate on a couple, like in agreement, and then a couple where we just are very differing of opinion. Can't be any worse than when you put the fucking Giants at 10th for next year in the NFL.
I started that conversation
But we
off by
literally,
saying
the
it's
power
not the 10th
rankings
best.
were based on top 10 for next year.
I
and you
just
went,
feel like
this for not next year, but the Giants.
I just feel like they have a lot to be excited for.
No, they're not going to be good.
They play once again. They play in the NFC East. The 7-9 team won it.
That's the thing is
true,
that
but
7-9 team still isn't even in the top 15
They can be a
in the NFL.
playoff team.
That doesn't mean they're a top 10 power ranked.
How are they a top 10?
I
the
kind of
world
based upon
world.
most things look excited to,
Yeah.
and I think they have a lot to
While
look excited.
we're popping that
forward
there,
to.
we got James Leonard checking in. Says Central State. ... I don't know if that's.
Do you work for Central State?
Anything
Do
for
you
you
know?
guys?
Do you like Central State?
Central State's out of business.
Are they?
That's the Indiana one that went out of business last year, right?
I don't know.
I'm sure it is.
Ugly Pete's on. Brett says John was drunk during his power rankings,
Oh, he definitely
I
was.
was.
and
That's kind of the point.
They're the drunken power rankings.
and Brett's also actually giving us some credit here. Says TBG Untapped definitely helps him when he goes to buy beers.
He does do that a lot. He uses it for beer, like purchasing and stuff like that. So
Nice.
And did I say Ugly Pete's on?
yes,
Ugly Pete.
you just want to say Ugly Pete again.
Maybe.
Poured that one a little heavy.
That's a lot of.
We'll skip that
There's a
one.
lot of liquid volume coming up the rest of the show, boys.
Well, I wanted to go full on this one because I want to get a buzz going. And then what we'll do is we'll taste them, and if we want more out of that bottle, we'll
All
grab
right,
one.
that's fair. That's fair.
This was more get a buzz going.
Is this the barley wine, or which one is this one?
This is, I haven't said yet, Jackwagon.
I know someone's got to help you do.
This
job.
is, oh, I'm stabbing him. It's
I
going
feel
to
like
happen
he's
though.
okay at it. It's
This is the Game of Thrones Bend the Knee Golden Ale brewed with honey. It is a 9% beer. Again, all the Game of Thrones are going to be from Amagang Brewery. Oh, this is the worst part of these beers. God, could they have written it smaller? All the noble houses struggle to ascend to the Iron Throne and to claim sovereignty over the Seven Kingdoms. Which house will conquer? Which house will falter? Which house will bend the knee? The fates may know, but only time can tell. To the victors, we dedicate Bend the Knee, our bold and elegant golden ale. Brewed with honey, Pils malts, and noble hops, it mixes rich maltiness and a hint of citrus, notable fruitiness from Amagang East, and a warm, dry finish. This ale offers unique flavors and aromas. Aromas all Amagang ales? Oh, I got it. The way it was written. Aromas all Amagang ales are known for.
Take two.
Inspired by deep insight into Belgian brewing and infused with Amagang's creative upstate New York spirit.
you know one house that's not going to win the throne, the Tyrells.
Oh,
Definitely heard all
mine?
that shit. Yeah.
Too soon, man. Also,
Marjorie.
Pete said that looks good, so I guess he's just going off of the pours that we're doing before we got to see the bottle. And James is clarifying that Central State, he says
Sediment.
their beer sucked. So,
Oh, yeah.
if we see
Oh,
that,
that was they did Kuma's, right? They did like a Kuma collab or something like that. Central State.
I don't know, but they're out of business now.
Yeah, I thought
I'm
they were.
aware.
I got lots of sediment in mine.
I got a little bit, yeah.
Do we have how old this one was? Is that on there?
Probably.
I definitely taste the.
This is the golden. I wasn't listening.
This is the golden. Shocker.
Honestly, it just dawned on me while Tyler's reading the short story on the back of the bottle. Like, we've got
That's no
Mudhog Reads over here with the deep, radio voice, and Tyler's the one that reads all the stuff.
Yep.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
what it is.
The sultry tones of
It makes more
Mudhog
sense.
over here.
Let's be honest.
I can definitely taste the blood of my enemies.
Is that what that is?
Yeah,
It's not bad.
it's definitely that.
It's actually not bad.
No, it's clean.
You get that honey sweetness in there.
Yeah.
The honey definitely comes through.
Indeed, it does.
I get more of forged steel.
You sure it's not Valerian?
No, they'd have done
definitely
better if
that.
it was Valerian.
And the moss of the honeydew.
You're not invited back. Matter of fact, just go ahead and go. Leave your beer.
I would not describe these beers in medieval terms.
We can. That sounds kind of fun.
I guess he's got a point.
I mean, if we're gonna do a theme, we may as well fucking commit.
Don't half-ass two things, full-ass one thing, right, John?
That's right.
Don't ride the donkey backwards, like the wise man once told me.
Why did they want you on the show again?
I think for this. It's definitely something.
I'm really trying to not, trying to be mad. Like, I'm trying to force myself, but I'm really not. It's funny as shit. It's one of those where I'm really trying to make myself look mad, and I can't because I'm so fun as shit.
Trust me, Remo out-stupid you every time.
That I believe.
Just you're like, damn it, I'll get mad at him. Nope, that's just too dumb.
Little sweet.
There might be maybe a slight metallic flavor, not much though. Oh yeah, the
Smell
smaller.
money trick number 2.
Did it rust?
I gotta let it sit. You gotta let it sit for a second.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
do we think that any of that's got to do with it maybe sitting there for a little bit?
Well, that's
It
why
brings
you
it
do
in
this.
fresh.
So what? But although with this, it shouldn't be the case because it's a glass
Oh,
bottle
it is
and the
cork,
metal
you're
cap's
right.
not touching it.
I forgot about that. It's actually cork.
No, I'm not getting rust.
No rust there.
No.
Alright.
And I'm not seeing any either. So what I did there, for those of you that didn't see the first time Kevin was on the episode, so what it is if you think you're getting a metallic flavor from your beer, one thing you can do is you can take a little bit of the beer, rub it across your hand. What happens is the lipids on your skin mixed with the beer, causes the iron in the beer to rust, essentially.
Oh, okay.
So if there is a metallic flavor, like because of something from like a bottle cap, a bad can, something like that, what's going to happen is when it mixes with the lipids on your skin, it's actually going to rust. So you can smell it, you'll get that rust smell. Depending on how bad it is, you can get like a different color, discoloration right there where you can actually see the rust a little bit. A lot of times it's more on the nose. I'm not getting it.
It wasn't strong, but
And you can get metallic taste from a little bit of other things. But
It is a little bit there. I
If
part
you
of me
know if
wonders
it's-
though, like I kind of feel like I'm drinking the booze and or tasting the booze, and I think it maybe it's a byproduct
maybe
of
it's
that.
I'm just excited. We haven't gotten to use that in a while. We haven't had really any
Yeah,
metallic
no, it
tasting
was
beers
good.
in a while, so that was kind of fun.
Kevin Small, the smartest guy in beer.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we
He is
keep
the smartest guy in
That's
beer.
why we keep bringing him on.
Did you happen to catch the latest episode of Bunker Sports?
I did not yet know.
Okay. Well, Kevin Smallar makes an appearance as the smartest man in beer.
So, back to this beer though. Sweet, but not sugary. It's that honey sweetness, which I love. Chris, what do you think about it? This is one of the beers you brought. The whole lineup after that first one's yours. What do you think about this?
Well, definitely get some sediment in there. Definitely something.
All right, moving
Man,
on.
a man of
John.
many
Biggest
words.
question: is it beer?
Yeah, what is it? Like it's a, what'd you say salad was?
Golden.
Golden Ale.
Like a Belgian Golden.
Yeah,
Golden
definitely
Ale, brewed with
Belgian.
honey.
It's definitely riddled with the. It's kind of like a Belgian. Like if I didn't know it was a Golden Ale, I'd
Well,
think
it's a
Belgian.
Belgian Golden Ale.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's all the above.
Golden ales are used with Belgian yeast.
Yeah, as far as Belgians go, I think it's pretty solid Belgian. Light.
We messed up something last beer. After saying that he counted, or didn't count, but mattered,
didn't ask him.
we forgot to ask what he cared about that beer.
You didn't want to know on that one.
So
anyways.
this one, this beer, what's your opinions right now on this beer, Matt?
I think it's actually held up pretty well. For what it is, it's a
Get
quirky.
them first so we don't forget.
It's a quirky flavor because I think it's just the booze is coming out of it more, but it's got a
Definitely
good.
boozy.
And for 9, it drinks heavier than 9. Really.
I agree.
But it's got a good flavor. If you like that boozier flavor, it's got that appeal to it. It's 9%. It's nothing to sneeze at, so it's actually there, and it drinks pretty well. Speaking of ABV, Pete
should not
says,
give me a wine glass.
"When do we need the DUI shelf?"
Last week, actually, we specifically needed it last week. We had a beer that would have been perfect for it. But I'll get back with you again on the new shelving as well, Pete.
And
I sent him the link.
Just got
I did
someone
my part.
jumping in on the Twitch. Hounds Baseball 27.
Baseball! Sorry,
Yeah,
I
I
got
don't know if
excited.
you know this
Damn
person
it.
particularly, but says checking in for the first time, excited to find the series, and looking forward to making this a regular Monday staple.
Yeah.
Either Tyler paid somebody, or
I did not.
They are
That
going
would
to
require money.
or they're
do
going to be
this
let
every
down.
So this is a different episode than normal because this is our basically all Game of Thrones episode. Our buddy Chris has been collecting these beers for a while. He needed an excuse to drink them. We needed an excuse to drink new shit. It's a perfect win-win. It's a great
It is.
marriage.
It is.
So we're drinking a whole variety of Game of Thrones beers today. This one is the Golden Ale. Thank you for tuning in, man. Normally we do varieties of different beers from different breweries. This is basically all Amagang, but worth it because I love Game of Thrones and it's gonna be fun.
We'll get
Yeah.
drunk.
We should, yeah, the big bottles.
Those are big bottles.
I wanted to do one more bottle. They wouldn't let me.
I didn't say no.
Oh, no, I think we just said no, so let's see if Tom allots.
Did Beer Life calling us?
If they called now, that's their fault.
Yeah.
Oh no, both Jared and Katie that called. That's weird. I'll call them
So,
back.
John,
later.
what are your thoughts on this multi-beverage?
You know, I think of Belgians, oftentimes Belgians to me, flavor profiles that yeast is going to have either an orange coriander or a banana clove. This probably leans towards the banana clove, but it's not very strong at all in either direction. It's not very strong.
The honey and the booze kind of hide
Yeah.
a lot of that.
Yeah. So I enjoyed it. I think it's a fine beer. It's not necessarily something I'm going to go seek out. But, you know, Reem actually scores first. So,
You score first.
Yeah, this is solid vintage.
Yeah, this is solid. You can.
It doesn't matter. We still score them as if you could.
I would say like 3.5.
okay.
3.3.
Was that a question
3.5?
mark?
Yeah, you
or
asked us.
Yeah.
Go first.
Which one? Which one?
Pick one.
I get a 3.25.
Okay.
I like that. A 3.5? Is that a score? Z?
But he's not bobbing it yet, at least.
We haven't got a 7 or a Z yet, so. Or no, Q. My bad.
Yeah, it was cute.
Damn it, Bob.
Great episode. Go back and watch that one.
I love my brother.
I'm going to go with
Yes.
a 3.5.
Okay.
I love the honey in it. I think that really balances, even with the booze. The nice thing is actually because it is so booze forward, it slows you down on drinking it just a little bit, which makes it nice. John's not finishing his last swallow.
I thought it was all film.
Neither's Reem, evidently.
Nah, I'll be all right.
So 3.5 out of
I
me.
said sediment.
I was going to go 3.25 as well. I think it's fine beer. I would say it's slightly above average. Nice, clean flavors. Slight metallic in there, but I could just be making that up too. I mean, it's not very strong at all.
Matt noticed something, but he wasn't sure if it was booze or metallic.
Yeah, and it could be booze. So
One thing I think is funny, the last 2 beers, it's been you 2 at 4, me at 3.75, so I was the one slightly below. This time it was still you 2 and me different, but this time I went higher.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just going to disagree with you guys and bounce back and forth how I do it.
yeah.
That'll work out good.
Fine, that's why we take the average.
Ooh, smell out of the bottle's nice.
Maybe I have the COVID. I don't have the COVID though because I tasted that beer. I just can't smell that.
The weather changing doesn't help. Today's the first day my allergies aren't bothering me that bad. Yesterday, if you'd have tried to have me smell anything, I'd have thought I had COVID. Like, I straight up was so congested, I was just kind of like...
That was a frothy beer to Reds boys.
I like tasted a piece of chocolate or something. And was like, no, I'm still
you're
good.
Yeah, you can taste. I tasted my quesadilla earlier. It's
Dude,
good.
those quesadillas. Oh, I had a good one. That queso on the quesadilla was.
Oh, so.
Where'd you get that queso, by the way?
So
that was purchased queso.
That queso is, I bought it at 21st Amendment,
Nice.
the liquor store.
Nice.
They have this whole, it's Tia Maria, supposedly it's a locally sourced queso, salsa, chips. And I spent $33 on margaritas and chips, salsa, and queso. And the margarita was $9. So
Jesus.
That's
yeah.
pretty good deal.
All right, so who bought
Good
the
deal
shoes
for the
again?
margaritas. We can't tell
Who
anymore.
had the shorter glass?
It's pretty tough to keep.
Reem has had the short
All right, so Reem's had the shorter one.
and then it's
I think mine's the one that's lower. Yours is the one that's higher.
Mine's the one with the handle.
I definitely have found a reason not to use these glasses.
Yeah, can't tell.
Brett is asking John, "What's the pin on your hat?"
Did you see that?
Oh, the pin on my hat. That is from the koozie company
Come on.
that we got some koozies
Come
from.
on. Bomber jacket.
Bomber jacket.
No, it stopped.
So
Guys, you might want to close
yes,
your eyes
I
for a
don't
moment.
know.
Oh, that
There it is. Well, have me some of the
It was,
koozies up there.
it was slowly
was. You
moving
have a
its way.
tissue?
Reem and I, because when I
Need a
first
hand
started,
towel after that.
Reem and I literally were just watching because it was slowly releasing itself, and then it just stopped. And I was like, shit! Sorry, that was fun. Anyway, the next beer is the Winter is Here Double White Ale. It is coming in at a whopping 8.3%, so a little lower than the last one.
If Matt's feeling froggy, he can find the web link to my bomber jacket and post it in the chat.
My bomber jacket does sell some of the coolest koozies there are. He has them for bombers, literally.
He does actually.
12 ounce cans, 12 ounce bottles, 16 ounce cans. He does a little bit of everything. So I'm not gonna pour all of this. I figure we'll try it. Yada yada yada.
Now I need that.
Or do you want
again.
to? Or do you want to pour it all? That's the problem with champagne corks. They don't go back in the bottle.
Yeah, they don't.
Much like good scotch, you can't put it back in the
All
bottle.
right. So for generations, the great houses have warred amongst themselves for control of the seven kingdoms. Now a greater peril looms in the north. The others, their existence can no longer be denied. Winter is here, and with it comes the epic, perhaps final, battle. I'm only gonna do, now that we've read like the whole thing, I'm only gonna do the major Game of Thrones shit from now on. Yeah.
Give me Matt's.
Oh yeah. Actually, no, there is one more. I'll leave off the bottom paragraph. This one actually talks about the beer. Fortify yourself with this Belgian-style double white ale, brewed with white pepper and sea salt. The aroma contains bready malt, clove, banana, and honey. The flavor has peppery spice up front and finishes with a hint of honey sweetness. Yeah, so we don't have to do the Amagang part.
Hearing that, I do smell like everything that you were just saying. Like it is very on the nose.
On the nose, I'm getting a lot of the pepper.
Did he just rim shot himself?
He did.
Someone had to.
I'm getting the smells of the northern hike.
Oh God, here we go.
It's the
Where I've encountered the White Walker for the first time. It smells of death and despair.
we were ranging out in the woods. The wildlings
It smells like the
tried to ambush us.
fresh open dew of the icicle hanging from the cabin.
That combo doesn't make sense.
All right,
It
nerd.
wasn't there. How do you know?
Nerd check. Where was that at in Middle Earth or whatever this is? This is the right thing. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That was Lord of the
I never
Rings.
watched Game of
Westeros?
Thrones. Yeah, Westeros. Where was the White Walker stuff going down in Westeros?
It was outside the wall, man.
Well, it
Yeah, it was
starts
in
in
the
the
north.
north.
Yeah.
It's hashtag up north, and then
does it have a name for
It's
up
north
north
of
over there?
Winterfell.
north of the wall.
Just north of the wall. That's
north of the
There's
wall.
generic.
Winterfell. You go north, you hit the wall, and it's beyond that where the
Yeah.
wildlings live.
Literally, it's Winterfell, wall, up north.
That is good. It's lighter than the last one. So
It is lighter than the last one.
It has the same base profile.
This
Honey's
has
not as
as the
strong.
last
this
one,
has
but it's
lacking the
lighter.
honey, more forward on the clove, but lighter overall.
Yeah,
So it's
this
a little
isn't as-
crisper.
Isn't as thick, a little not as sweet, and I'm getting a little more of that pepper out of it, which I think is kind of refreshing.
It
Personally,
is refreshing.
I agree. Anybody want more? Notice how he didn't say yes, but
You know.
he's getting more.
Well, you put your glass out there.
Yeah, he didn't move it. He didn't pull it away. Matt?
I thought you were going to say, well, he didn't pull it out.
We're gonna have the farts tonight, boys.
Oh, Tyler's got something to help us. So.
Yeah, I have some gut cleaner at the end. Don't worry.
All this Belgian.
Well, it's only
The-
2, right?
So
No,
HBO,
they're all
obviously,
like-
they wrapped up the Game of Thrones series. However, they've got a couple prequels in the works. The
What
main
hurt?
one that's probably furthest along is the Dance of the Dragons,
Yeah.
which is the Targaryens coming
Nobody
over
cares.
to Westeros. But they've actually just announced they're going to do the Duncan Egg storyline, which is an awesome sort of graphic novel. So excited for that.
John reads these.
I do,
I
actually.
don't. And I binge watched the entire fucking Game of Thrones show after my ex left my ass.
Though.
So it legitimately,
do you
I do read, just not these. It was funny because I was drunk pretty much the entire time I watched every single episode, and I watched them all within a month. So
that's pretty cool.
Was that what you did during Rona?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
no, this was the end of 2019 or middle of 2019.
Ah.
So yeah, I just got done watching The Wire, so I watched that from like beginning to end
Nice.
and did it within like 2 weeks. But
Jesus.
to be able to do that with like Game of Thrones would be like super
Dude,
awesome.
it was awesome, but at the same time, like, I needed help.
But yeah,
The only thing I was doing was drinking, watching Game of Thrones, and coaching baseball.
Yeah.
That literally was the only 3 things I did that month.
Goddamn American
but I'm
Dream.
also afraid that you would like not get the build up of the week. to
I
week
definitely
episode.
missed
Like
certain
that,
things.
I can't wait.
Like, there were certain things, certain build-up aspects, because I knew I could, like...
Or language, I'm sure.
There were certain things when you're watching them constantly, because you zone out a little
do.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were certain things that, like, I'd zone out, and it'd be like, 20 minutes later, I'd be like, I missed something.
And then
But I'm not going back at that
But
point.
that was
so.
also a good show where like the first episode kind of basically foreshadowed the whole series.
Yeah.
And then if you didn't listen to something that somebody said in season 1 and it came back in like season 5, then you're just like, oh, what?
Now, I will say this. My opinion on the last season is different than most people's, because unlike everyone else, I didn't have to wait on it,
Sure.
so I wasn't as pissed
Oh, okay.
when it didn't live up to what everybody wanted.
Okay.
For me, because I watched them all so fast,
Okay.
I didn't have that anger. I mean, I was like, well, this isn't as good. Like, it wasn't as good a season,
No.
but when you've watched them all that fast, it wasn't as bad as most people give it
I could see
credit
that.
for, just because everybody else was like, I had to wait on this, and this is what I got. Me, I'm like, I mean, it was pretty all right. Like,
I wondered that too when I watched The Wire. Kind of, I thought the last episode, the last season was good. Wasn't the best season, but I thought it was really good. But I wonder, like, when it came out, where people like this fucking sucks. I don't even like this. But like to me, like watching them front to back, it was pretty good. And that'd be really cool with the Game of Thrones. I'm kind of jealous on that.
it definitely gave me a unique perspective compared to some people.
Yeah.
There's really good moments in that last season. Hey, I think
It just felt
the
rushed.
biggest. It's definitely a rushed season, the rushed storyline. I think the biggest uproar was people fell in love with these characters, and yet some of them turned
fulfill.
out different than what people
Turned
thought
out
it was
dumb
going to
as
happen.
shit. Let's just say that.
Fair.
The only
What
thing
the main character Bran, what did he did absolutely
I was literally gonna
He
say,
got
crawled
pushed
around
out
all
of
the
the
fucking
tower.
Bran was useless and somehow ends up.
the king, and he didn't even fulfill.
Yeah.
You're like waiting for him to have this power to do something fucking cool, and
No,
he
no.
didn't do anything. He just fucking laid around all day.
Well, he can't walk.
That's his problem.
I'm not even mad with John ultimately ending up back at the wall. Like, that fits. You know,
That's pretty John.
that is pretty John, but like,
Nobody really
It
expected him
didn't
to be the
have.
king.
It didn't have the build up of
Sansa
some
should
of the
have been queen.
earlier characters that died, like Rob and some of the earlier characters that had this story build up.
Him dying as
And
early as he
then-
did was heartbreaking.
And then the story build up, and then this like big death, and then like so you don't even get that with some of the other characters. It's just kind of like
Dead!
you're
Dead!
you're
Dead!
you're dead, you're dead.
So-
everybody dead, bang, bang, bang.
who should have
They have
been
guns?
ruler at the end?
I mean, if I were writing it, which I mean, HBO wrote it themselves at the end because it wasn't finished. It
Yeah, I'd
still
like to
isn't
see it.
finished.
Yeah.
I would have picked Sansa. I think she would have been perfect.
She had the most fucked up storyline.
Which is why I think it would have been perfect. What about you? Who would you have chosen at the end?
I mean, the good guy in me always wants to like
The what?
That's
good
what I was
guy. The John,
like this
you know,
big
you want
Tyrion?
you want the Jon Snow up there, but like, I kind of agree with Tyler on that. Sansa would have been awesome setting up there, if it wasn't Jon Snow, obviously. But yeah, or it could have been, you know, somebody from one of the other houses. But it was definitely going to be ultimately a Stark. So
Well, there wasn't very many houses really that much left at the end. I mean, there might be a representative from the houses, but realistically...
I think we're getting close to wrapping these beers up, and Brett just said drunken series review, which I think might be
Yeah.
a sign
Oh,
we
yeah,
reel
sorry.
this in a little.
Thank you, Brett.
Sansa.
With that said,
100% Sansa.
yeah.
For those of you that have never watched, normally we get off topic, but less in depth on one thing.
yeah.
Go ahead.
We got Tab is on, says, hey-o.
So,
Tabby!
She came just to bully Tyler, and also want to send much love to John. And then Russell, are you guys ready?
let's go.
Ah, God damn it. I hate this part of the show.
Pet name of the week.
Yes.
Liz says, hey to her Lil Nashville hot chicken nuggie. Not even
If
a
you
nugget,
just-
a nuggie.
If you'd have stopped at Little Nashville Hot Chicken, I'd have been like, okay. Well, chicken nugget, that's weird.
Little
John's
chicken
too
nugget.
big to be called a nuggie.
He's more like a chicken strip.
And I'm not talking about his size.
Chicken strip.
All right,
Chicken
guys.
strip.
So I am going to tell everybody what we just drank because we win.
You found a use.
It doesn't come up that much, surprisingly.
Am I missing a bottle?
I don't know.
Probably.
Oh, yeah, the one we're drinking, isn't it?
No.
No,
We're
all right,
drinking the
that's
White
right.
Walker.
Sorry, had to make sure.
Yeah, back on topic.
We're
Damn.
drinking the farts of the White
So
Walker.
this is the Game of Thrones by Ava Gang Winter is Here Double White Ale. I'm not going to read it all because that's a lot, but it has white pepper, sea salt, clove. It's a Belgian.
With the words that you can.
It's a big one, Sam.
At 8.3%. We definitely went very off topic, but on topic. It was on the off.
It's theme night, Brett.
But
It's
we're a
theme
beer
night.
show. We're a beer show. This beer, because we talked about it at the very beginning, the pepper is awesome.
Yeah.
Makes it crisp, makes it clean.
Also a good aftertaste of the pepper too.
Yeah, a little bit of
Stays
clove.
on your tongue.
Nothing on this feels off. This is a very clean, well done beer with uniqueness. I've had some different white ales that weren't as balanced or weren't as crisp.
Sure.
This thing is just, and for $9 for the bottle, that is a fucking steal. I know that
I
because
bet there's.
$9.99.
I bet there's some on a shelf somewhere. I know that they don't make it anymore, but I bet you can find it
I
somewhere.
kind of want to.
Yeah.
Which it is mine to go first.
Yeah.
Just a reminder, 4
Is that-
or higher is
sweet
search out.
cake.
3 or higher is average. I'm actually going to give this one a 4.25. I think this one is fantastic.
That's-
And if
that's
I
strong.
if I got even a whisper that this was somewhere I could find, I would go get it.
Tyler coming on strong.
God damn, you just convinced me. It'll be a 4. I can't go any higher than that, but it's tasty, and you're right. If I catch wind that it's available, I'm gonna go buy it.
You got another bottle of that, Chris Ream?
I would say a 4 as well. I mean, if I ever met a White Walker, this would be the beer I'd want to share with him.
It's not the beer you'd savor after you slay
No,
them.
this is what you do. You pour it into one big goblet,
And then I make Dragon
smack
Glass.
the shit out of it with the
Dragon
bottle.
I feel like this would be the beer you drink out of your victim's,
just made-
out of your White Walker's skull.
This
that you
is
just,
the victory beer after we
No,
smash the
I
White
mean,
Walkers.
we don't know. He didn't talk much, so.
No, you pour him
What-
the glass,
what
hand
if
it to
he's
him,
a good guy?
and he just straight up stops attacking.
He's
like,
just thirsty.
He's just misunderstood.
they don't brew good beer up north, okay?
I mean, just think if the only thing you could live in was a winter wonderland, and then half of the world
Full of
is
giants
sun.
and spiders.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, you want to get away from there as well.
Hey, the giants are
You
cool.
got all these
They are cool.
annoying zombie people
I
constantly.
mean, you're kind of dead, and so is all your
Definitely,
neighbors and
they're always
buddies.
like, "What do we do? What do we do?" And you're just like, "Man, I just want to fucking break."
You guys have
That almost made sense. That hurt.
south of the wall, like you have like fields and you grow crops, and I just want a little bit of that. That's all I want.
It's frozen.
It's cold up here.
I just want it frozen, and I want my zombies to be able to run free.
Or would you go there and sing to him, "Let It Go"?
Oh, here it is. I am having. That's the last corked one too. That's sad.
Oh, is it?
Good. Gonna break shit.
I was having way too much fun with that, especially being able to flick it like that
Oh,
one.
this one's dark.
Matt, do we have anything
How do you
that we
flick
have
it, Tyler?
that we've missed, my man?
Actually, we're pretty caught up right now.
That's unusual.
Unless YouTube just comments aren't working, hard to say.
Our Twitch friend, how did you find us, my man? If you're still watching, we would
didn't
love
run
to
you off
know.
already.
I know we went off topic, and you may never come back because of that. But if you're still here, we would love to know how you found us, because that is something we are still learning: is how to build a Twitch following.
Oh, you found us from the Indie Beer Snobs page.
Fuck yes!
So you're local. All right.
If you're local, reach out to us via Instagram on Two Bearded Guys, and we would like to chit chat about you possibly being on the show.
Local native.
We like bringing in new local people.
Some sediment right there.
All right, guys, our next beer
We're doing
is...
the whole bottle, huh?
Yep,
I thought we were sipping earlier.
we were.
Yeah, well, Tyler changed the rules
Oh,
again.
no, all right. Well,
Hey, when you're the guy that pours, you make the rules. This beer is, again, Amagang's Game of Thrones. My watch has ended. Imperial Brown brewed with maple syrup and
Fenugreek.
Thank
This
you.
is my anticipated beer
I
of the
think this is
night.
someone's anticipated beer, right, John?
8% ABV. Our final Game of Thrones release. Oh, this was the final Game of Thrones release. Our final Game of Thrones release expresses the state of the Seven Kingdoms after 8 seasons of bloody battle. The name is a tribute to fans everywhere. The recipe, a nod to Bran the Broken and his time beneath
Fuck brand.
the weirwood tree. The beer pours a rich mahogany hue
I don't like it
with
anymore.
aromas of sweet maple and caramelized sugar, notes of cocoa and toffee, and a smooth, velvety mouthfeel. They owe me a nickel. And a rewarding finish that gently smolders with lingering roast.
Now, if you had a nickel for every bottle they put out there, that might be a few nickels.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, they owe me a nickel for each bottle, not for just the label run. For every label they slapped on a bottle. That'd actually be probably a pretty good amount.
That's
of
how
money.
those C&Ds work, right?
Exactly.
This reminds me of late night camping in the deep woods under the red oak.
Actually, this would be great late night camping in the deep woods under Great Oak. That's the first statement he's made that I've actually agreed with.
As I'm sharpening my blade for the next battle.
Like he's not wrong. Who are you commenting on right there?
I'm just testing out, making sure YouTube comments are working.
Which is funny because it popped up on our split screen viewer thing, and then it's gone now, and Brett says YouTube is not. So, YouTube is...
So it popped up and then went away immediately?
apparently, because it was, I was like, oh, hey, it's on here, I was going to say the break. No, now it's gone.
Oh, that's too bad. I had something nice to say about
The
that.
rich mahogany
Be a first.
of the
Yeah.
leather bound.
I think you're just saying that because you don't have a way to do it now.
It was super nice.
So it actually works. He just doesn't want to read it.
Yeah.
No, it's literally not here.
What's it read?
What does it read, John?
Read it out loud, Chris.
OSM sucks ass and never gets a say.
We
You
didn't
didn't ask me.
What did you think of the last beer?
That was really nice, John. You're most positive feedback I've gotten from you in a while. The last beer or this beer?
The last beer.
I pretty much enjoyed that one. That was I'm kind of glad I got to have that one and the other one back to back because I kind of maybe appreciate the White Walker one a little bit more because it's a little more subtle and a little less that sweet and boozy-ish, which I thought was kind of good, but I thought that was the better execution was the White Walker one.
Boring.
I mean, I was done there anyways.
Basically, Matt was talking, so I started Snapchatting people.
Yeah.
I just,
That's what it is. Boring. We're on it today. It's awesome.
we're such assholes.
Actually, no, they're back on now. All right, yeah, it says, there's OSM sucks ass and never gets a say. What's up, fellas? Brett's on there. So apparently it is kind of
And it's back working
now.
again.
All right, good. I got it working. Good for me.
So I'm definitely getting the maple syrup.
And the brown sugar.
That is, I'm not upset with this at all.
No, it's good.
For a brown, that is a rich brown ale.
And that's what I keep telling myself. Like, it's
What
a
I'm
light
hoping-
body.
This is what I'm hoping our beer turns out like.
Yeah.
That rich body for a brown.
But with
maple.
blueberries and spicy. And
Yeah, but we have maple and it's an imperial brown.
Yeah, other than this is half of our beer.
Yeah, you don't
Hear
find
that.
a lot of imperial browns.
Touche.
Yeah, I'm not mad about that.
Here, you want to set this one over there for me, bud?
Yeah.
This
It's
one's
getting
too well read.
clean. I think that first beer, that metallic flavor, I think definitely was just the boozy.
Should've just-
Because these have been cleaned without any hint of that.
This has been some of the cleanest.
Well, they're not
Aged
that dramatically
beers,
different though,
if
because
we
that was
would've read
9 and
the
these are
labels.
8s, right? I mean,
Right.
it's
I read the
1%, which
labels.
is some, but
Should have been our last beer.
But we're not doing them in order of release to begin with.
Well, yeah, that's true.
That guy.
yeah,
We
that's why-
drink based
that's
on
why you're
what's
a
not
guest.
going to fuck our
That's
taste
why
buds
I
up
don't
too
do
fast.
this every Monday.
We barely do this every month. No.
Actually, we definitely do this.
Well,
every
we
Monday.
do it every Monday. We're not always on topic.
Russ got a zinger. Tyler is always looking for a rich body.
Damn straight. Dude, if I could find me a rich woman, I'd be a happy man. Really hope the girl I'm talking to is not watching right now.
She's a teacher.
I thought it was going to be the other way.
She's a teacher.
She's a
Yeah, she's
teacher.
a teacher. Yeah.
I thought it was going to go. I really
Yeah,
hope the girl
rich.
I'm talking to right now is rich.
Nope, she's
I'm
a
gonna plan
teacher.
B.
Nope. I'm just hoping she's not paying attention to my comments right now. She's watched almost every episode since we
So-
started talking.
Speaking of this,
Tyler dating.
so if girls are sugar babies and they're looking for sugar daddies, what would be guys looking for which rich?
I'm
women?
what's known as a gold digger.
Well, no, I think that goes across.
Yeah, that crosses
Big game hunter and cougars.
gender.
Oh yes!
Yeah, they're
Ah.
it's the cougar and the cub, I believe, is the
No,
preferred
I like big game
nomenclature.
hunter.
No, like you're.
Big game hunter.
And I'm
Whoa.
too old to be a cub. Cubs are in their 20s.
Well, if you get a cougar that's older than you, then yeah, you're that cougar's cub.
But do you understand like the sugar daddy to sugar baby? So
Yeah.
I mean,
I've
How
heard-
will you explain this to us?
I've heard sugar mama thrown out once or twice.
I like big game hunter and cougar. That is.
Yeah, see.
I like that.
Well, while we're having this dispute,
That could be a
Russell
thing.
is saying he's got to bounce. It is getting that time. We are approaching 8 already. This has been a quick hour.
Well, we got 3 more
Not
beers left.
really.
This sounds like we're right on pace.
yeah,
Technically, we'll have to add one because this is our 4th beer.
we're doing all right, boys. But
Bye,
yeah.
Russell.
Well, the
He's
other
gonna have
one's-
out. He
that
says,
other one's
Cheers,
a
brother.
small one.
Oh, he's saying nice meme. So we need to
I'll check it out.
tell people to check that out.
As
but-
always, check out Offscreen Matt's Instagram for the dankest of Two Bearded Guys memes.
Dankest.
And
I have a hand.
thank you for your time, sir. Have a great show.
Yeah, well, that's fair. That's fair.
Matt!
That works. God,
Please, to our fans, look at Offscreen Matt's Instagram. That is. that. That's that.
I felt like that was delayed.
Well, he saw it after we did. Is that a new hat, by the way?
No, it's
think I've
already
seen
been on the show.
Has it?
Yes,
Well, I've drank a lot.
it's not going through my all my hats. I started scraping barrel when I got to the derby and the top hat and the cowboy hat.
I don't know how to rate these. These are all really good.
This has been a better night than I expected.
Yeah, I was really expecting all these to be a shit show of just like.
I was
disgusting,
too. I
terrible
was
beers.
very worried about.
Now, if we tried the other ones on the
The
table,
last 3, actually. What's funny is the last 3 are just going to be fucking awful.
yeah, there's still room for this plane to go down, but
It's going to be like holding pretty solid. We start hour 2 and it just.
And
No
who
doubt.
knows, like, what the, like, this could have been, if that's probably at least a year old or more. So, I mean, who
Yeah.
knows
that's also
what-
true. Some of these
Yeah.
probably are bottle conditioned a little longer, so they're a little spicier than the
Mad about it. It's
labeled.
actually very good.
Yeah,
So, yeah, who knows what it would have been like popping it open fresh compared to.
Hey, Jake, my man,
Set
since
me
I
up.
know you're probably still watching, we just got your message, and when we're done tonight, we do have like 3 other things we record after this.
This is the show before the show before the show.
So I will reach out to you either tonight or tomorrow, my man. But thank you for messaging us. Man, this beer, I'm
It's just because he likes baseball.
that does help.
John's gonna put his foot down again. No
The
more
maple-
baseball talk.
The
It's all
maple's fantastic.
I can. I have a question for Tyler, and it's all I can
Ooh, what
do
is it?
not to
What
ask
is it?
right now.
Do
Because
it, do it, do it,
Do
do
it.
it, do it.
to ship out the beer.
I did.
Ah, yes. Yay! Did you send him the tracking number?
I did not. I need to do that. Hey, one thing.
Yeah, it's progress.
Baby steps, John. Baby steps.
The maple I love because it's not overpowering. A lot of times that maple can either be real weak or just syrup.
Yeah.
This is a nice blend.
Yeah, it's. I'm struggling with it because it's really, really good. I don't necessarily know if I'm going to seek it out, but it's tasty as shit.
See, I love a good brown ale, and this is making me sit here and do that.
It's probably one of the best brown ales I've had. You're right.
This would be good, like hotcakes and sausages in a log cabin, like for
Speaking
a
of
drunken
which,
weekend.
who is our who's our viewer that usually likes?
Sausage.
Who is it that always used to ask us about?
Oh, David
David
Slivka.
Slivka.
So if Slivka's watching, which I don't think he is, Matt's on it, and it's not just the food. I think the location is also perfect.
Yeah, this is like a guy's weekend.
That guy's
There's
weekend.
A couple guys at like a sausage pancake
Either-
breakfast before you keep drinking.
I got a
We all heard
sausage
that, right?
pancake
All right, there we go.
breakfast for you.
Well, it's either like the guy's weekend cabin getaway, camping.
Fuck you guys.
This would be a perfect camping
I
while
would
That's
like
kind
to-
of what you were talking about, right?
somebody's making the eggs and bacon and shit like that. As you get up, because when you're out
boing
for
is gone.
when you're out for a guy's weekend or whatever, you start drinking
The one time I could have used it.
immediately.
Yeah, sure.
This would be perfect to wake up, just be like,
Sure.
Right, you're right.
After a
God
good
damn
cuddle
it.
session.
well.
Well, how else
I
do you
mean,
start off camping?
John and I are built for cuddling, not speed. So
It's true.
And who needs a blanket when you got these guys?
when you're built, we're built for comfort, not speed. Okay.
I don't know, Tosh
I
compared
feel
himself
like,
to a whiskey
I feel
style.
like a big game hunter.
Except now you're
It
hunting
is
bear.
a big game.
Now he's hunting bear.
He's not bear. Oh, I love it. Cool.
Ooh, this show has gone so far off the rails tonight. We will need a rinse after this one, but
we'll be at the breaks, I figure.
this is. Are we that close? I
It's
love it.
almost 8, yeah.
So
It's been a quick hour, boys.
this beer is interesting.
Good.
That's good.
It might be my favorite brown we've had on the show, and we've had a few good ones.
You're not wrong. And I go first, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 4.25. I think it's a fantastic brown ale. And I'm probably underselling it.
That's a good score. Yeah. Reem, as he gets that extra sip. Nothing wrong with that.
You're out in the world.
I always save the last of mine until I
I'm
have.
hiking
you're-
along
you're
the
on-
riverbanks with my horse, Black Diamond.
Did you go a little Irish at the end of that?
Kind of.
With my horse, Black Diamond.
Black
Black
Diamond.
Diamond.
Black Diamond. We're going to the pub.
What was that giant ginger from the show? He was kind of Irish.
It went from like. I'm,
Tormund Johnny's band.
4.5.
Yeah.
question mark.
Did you go up 4 octaves?
I did, actually.
I hate to do it, but I'm going to agree with Reem. I'm giving it a 4.5.
All right, boys.
That's my favorite brown ale we've
Good
ever
brown-
had
it's
on
a
this
good
show.
brown ale.
I know hour one has been interesting.
Something.
And for those of you that watch this show on a
It's
regular
been an
basis,
hour.
we absolutely know it's going to get worse next hour.
Yeah.
I would love to say we're going to like.
Hounds baseball, it's only going to go down
I'm
from
sorry,
here.
guys. I'm going to straighten up after this.
I'd love to say we're going to become professional.
This
no,
is
we're
our
good.
1 year show. This is episode 52.
This was for us, not you.
Yeah, this 100%. That's something.
This episode's for us, not you.
And this episode's for us to get drunk and nerd out and you guys to watch. Not unlike any other Monday.
If you enjoy it, great. If you don't, tune in next week because we're back to normal.
Actually,
Which is more of the same.
before we log out, I will say next week's episode, our host, we're the host, our guest is Adam LaFleur.
Yes,
a guy we know,
Adam.
Nice.
a guy we know from Indie Beer Snobs.
Speaking of the snobs, yeah.
A great beer guy in the area.
Oh, I know them.
Definitely, he's knowledgeable when it comes to different breweries. Definitely just seems like a good guy. I'm excited to really get to know him on the show.
I don't know him personally. However, interactions with him on his Facebook group and the way
Yep.
he handles some of that stuff cracks me up.
Dude,
I
I'm so
really-
excited to get to know him in person because
Yeah.
I've only known him through the internet, and I cannot wait to meet the guy in person and really.
I want to hear some of those stories about people he had to block and
That's
kick
kinda-
off the group.
My guess is those won't be on camera, but you never know.
I still want to listen to those
Uh,
stories.
I don't know, hour 2 rolls around, people get a little more loose lips.
Damn straight. But lastly, before the end of our number one, I will give our biggest announcement of the week. If you listen to us Thursday on Turfs Up Radio, John and I did announce it then. but this will be the first 2 bearded guys on our stuff announcement. We're going to be doing 4 out of the 5 Indiana on tap beer fest. So what we're going to do is we're going to have our own booth. We're going to have some merch, all sorts of fun stuff. But we're going to actually be live the entire time the beer fest is going on, from before the public is let in till probably after the public leaves. We're going to get a chance to talk to all the breweries. We're going to interact with the public. We're going to do some giveaways. I have some things in the works already about some really fun giveaways for the first one, which our first event will be on May 1st at Savor Lebanon.
Yes.
Which is normally actually like next week or something like that.
It's normally winter.
But we're excited because
Lebanon is. Yep.
Yeah, they had to push it because it's normally indoor.
I think
they pushed it to May to do it outdoor. It'll be May 1st. It's May 1st.
Is it?
It is.
Hey, it's May 1st.
We're going to be there.
Hang on. Can somebody get out a calendar and see
There's a calendar right behind you.
But I am really excited because
when does May fall on?
we're doing
4 months from now.
4 out of 5 Indiana on Tap. They're major events. They're 5 big events. We're doing 4 out of 5 of them, and it'll be guaranteed at least 2 of the 2 bearded guys, like out of the 3 of us.
Off screen,
yeah, I assume they knew. At least 2 of us will be at every event. So I know 3 of them, John and I will be at. 2 out of those 3, at least all 3 of us will be at, and then there's 1 I can't make it to, possibly, that Matt will be at, and there's 1 he has to miss. John's going to be at all 4.
I like to drink
unless something happens, because he's a family guy. You never know. But right now, the plan is for John to be at all of them, me to be at the majority of them, and Matt to be at almost the same amount. Actually, I think it'll be 3 for each of us. I'm very excited for this. It's going to be such a cool opportunity to talk to all these breweries.
Listen, I'm going to go overboard and buy way too much stuff to be able to broadcast live, and it's fine.
I've already had to yell at him.
That's the reason I told Tyler, because I knew he would yell at me and make me not do it, but I still want to.
I'm all for him buying a little bit extra. Just, A, it'll make him happy. It'll satisfy that need to buy. And B, it will improve what we're doing. Now, what he started to do is the type of mic we use, guys, is literally made to technically broadcast a full table of people.
I want 4 of them.
He wants 4 of them?
1 for every person. I don't think it's that much to ask
so,
for. Everybody gets their own mic.
So, I had to remind him, I'm like, why don't you do 1 more so we can split the table? John's like, well, that makes sense. Like, you can hear it. He was so sad.
That defeated agreement.
He was so sad.
So when are you guys getting married again?
Tomorrow.
We're not? Oh, damn it.
I thought it was May 1st.
We're actually getting married. That's actually the surprise you weren't supposed to tell everyone. Damn it!
Ruined that surprise.
That was the big giveaway, actually.
Jeez. He said we had a couple announcements.
Thanks for listening, though, guys. But I'm excited to do the Indiana on Tap events. As you saw last week, Barton is one of the coolest dudes in the world to work with. Been talking to his business partner, Justin. Everybody's excited. It should be.
I love the fact that they responded with the meme saying, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the shit show.
Yeah, welcome to the shit show. That was awesome. I'm like, okay, yeah.
These are our people.
Actually, after we got that email, I immediately text Barton and was like, we're going to regret this, aren't we? And he goes, no. Maybe. But thanks for listening, guys. I'm TBG_Ops Guy.
Modog being cute, and we'll be right back. It's just like a little 5-minute break.
Yeah.
I'm Chris.
Cream 430. Cream 430.
In case you want that Instagram
And
boost.
behind the mic, the one, the only.
I'll scream that.
Later, guys. back?
Yeah,
You didn't point at me.
I know. I did that on purpose.
Hey, we're back.
I thought we were, but I was like,
This is Two Bearded Guys.
welcome back.
I was gonna say, this is hour 2 of Two Bearded Guys.
Yeah, do it. Come on, Chris.
All right, this is hour 2 of Two Bearded Guys. On my right here, we got Mud Hog. And then on my left here, we got Ops Guy.
And you
Doing
are.
all right.
And I am Chris.
And behind the camera
And
is...
behind the camera,
Behind the camera.
behind the camera, it's all Scream at.
Behind the cream!
Welcome to Two Bearded Guys, ladies and gentlemen. We have a fantastic show lined up for you today. We got 3 more beers for the Game of Thrones. It's going to be cool, very chill.
Oh,
I'm so happy! We might start making guests do that.
Tyler's going to pair the first one up as we speak right now.
What's up, guys?
He has shit to say. Get it off your chest.
In case you missed the end of hour 1, just a reminder to pay attention to our social medias as we continue to announce some of the new stuff we're doing, including merchandise for Off-Screen Max.
Yeah.
Amazing new logo.
You guys want to see his logo? Do you want to see his logo?
Did he do it?
he did it.
Is it on there?
Did
It's
it
on
actually
there.
work?
Do you guys like it? It's just him.
No, but
I mean,
so
yeah, it's kind of me, but
Grace
Brim-
did a great job.
Otherwise, it's still
yeah,
great.
Brimstone_Grace_tattoos. You can find her on Instagram. The same person who's done these 4 tattoos that you see every week for me. John's newest one, which is, and then our logo is all done by Brimstone Grace, and she has done a stupid great job. She captured.
My true
captured
essence.
the off-screen Matt essence better than I think I could have hoped
Oh yeah,
for.
it was done really
And as
well.
fast as she turned it around
She
for
also
us, that
nailed the
was so cool.
jawline. I was very impressed with that. Like that
She
barely
did.
there. She like, yeah, that's
That barely there.
well, I mean, between like the angle and my weak chin, I was like, yeah, she got that perfectly.
Every woman's desire right there. A guy with a weak chin.
That's why I grow a beard.
And ladies, he is single.
Painfully. All 2 of you watching.
And if you're interested, be super upfront and blunt because he won't catch
No.
any clue.
No.
You
Oblivious
don't
is an
know either
understatement,
place.
yes.
Right now,
So these beers.
right now we are rocking the Game of Thrones beer night. Essentially, we had one non-Game of Thrones beer. Everything else has been the
Game of Thrones
GOT
beer.
brought to us by the one and only Chris.
it's
You can find
Chris.
him on
There's
Instagram.
multiple Chris's though.
Yeah,
You can find him on
There's
Instagram
a
at
bunch of Chris's out
Cream
there.
430.
All right. God damn it, Tyler.
But
Can't be
this
serious,
is
guy.
Is that because cash rolls everything around you?
Don't ride the donkey backwards, Matt.
A wise man once told you that, I heard.
But for us, it was this ended up being our 1 year, and so we had 2 guys that we wanted to do a 1 year anniversary show with.
Phrasing?
No, I said
Yeah, he spaces words
Either-
out properly.
But instead, I got
Thank
2
you.
guys I did the
but
show
either
with.
we wanted to either do an episode with Barton to celebrate,
Yeah.
or with Chris.
Yep.
So we set him up back to back in case something happened, which it did, and I had to cancel an episode. And it worked out because we wanted to do something special. We can't even think of more fun than this. We're nerds. Unless these were Lord of the Rings or Star Wars beers, I think that's about the only way you could have stepped it up at this point. This is a perfect nerd show. If you watched hour number 1, you already know we spent probably 10 minutes at one point in time talking random Game of Thrones shit. And it was my favorite 10 minutes of the show.
That was
Although the beer guys, just so you know, our first 4 beers of the night, we had the 450 collab with Electric, which was a 4. We had the Bend the Knee as our lowest beer of the night, so far at 3.25. Then Winter is Here was a 4. Then My Watch Has Ended was a 4.5. So we had a strong first hour.
And
I'll go down from here, Tyler.
Omegang Brewery is out of New York, and they are considered a regional brewery. It is craft beer, no doubt, but definitely you should be able to find it most places in the United
I
States.
definitely had a lot lower expectations going into this than what we've gotten so far.
I've had
Having had some of these, especially.
I've had a lot of Omegang beers and been hit
It's
or
a regional
miss.
brewery. Yeah,
I've been hit or miss. Well, but you say that, but Revolution is a regional brewery.
I would probably compare them closest to Taxman.
Well, they do a lot of Belgians.
Yeah, they're a little more in
very
that same
Belgian
vein, very
strong,
true.
yeah.
Which you and I actually went there this weekend, as well as Hoosier Brewing, and that was a pretty fun Saturday.
Are you talking about Taxman Fortville?
Yeah. No.
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 Did you go down to Bargersville?
Bargersville.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, we got to try some food. Their pretzel, their
Hold
beer
on,
cheese
hold on,
is
hold on.
like the bee's knees. Neat little joint in there.
Figured out.
It took me a minute. But yeah.
The Burgersville one had my favorite peanut butter, bacon,
I haven't read
jalapeno
it yet.
hamburger.
The beer we're having is the Game of Thrones Royal Reserve Collection. That's the first time I've seen that on a bottle so far, but it looks like the next two
I
are
was
that
gonna
way as
say,
well.
like,
We switched styles here.
For their Game of Thrones series, like, they didn't stick to, some are corked, some are
If you
different
look
label
over, though,
styles.
behind us, the ones we didn't choose, there are a bunch of corked ones and one Royal Reserve. We ended up picking 2 or 3 corked ones, 3 corked ones, 3 Royal Reserves.
If memory serves
know
to
the
speak on
difference,
that, I
but-
think originally they did 1 beer per season, and then at this point they did like multiple beers in that season. I think that's when
Yeah.
they captured the Royal Reserve.
I got you.
Yeah,
I believe.
yeah, you're right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, there was like
This-
this one's probably one of the first ones, the Iron Throne.
I
That
think
would
that
be
might
an
have
early
buffed
one.
first,
That's
actually.
absolutely.
Now you say it.
This is the Hand of the Queen, barley wine. It is a beer for Tyrion, a full-bodied expression of classic, rich, and malty barley wine ale, brewed for those who drink and know things. It's a 10.7% ABV. As the War for the Seven Kingdoms rages to a climax, Ommegang presents the Royal Reserve Collection. This collection of 4 exclusive and extremely limited release ales, which he does have all 4 because we have 3 here and 1 over there, are available in 2018. Is brewed in homage to the 4 epic figures still standing against the annihilation of mankind. Hand of the Queen, a beer for Tyrion, is first in the series. A bold interpretation of a classic barley wine, rich and full-bodied, offering intense notes of dark fruit and malty sweetness.
Is it English?
This
or
is a
American?
beer for those who drink and know things.
It's Westeros, let's be real.
Yeah, it's neither.
Doesn't say so. I would guess American.
Your favorite character from the TV show?
Oh. Chris, you go first.
Favorite character? Best character
That's
in
an
the
easy
show?
one.
This reminds me of the days of walking through the palace, buying jewels and
I
gifts
said
and
3.
items to store in my pack for my daily quest. Reminds me of the market.
Who's your favorite character from the show?
It's a market beer.
Reminds me of visiting the brothels.
Endless L is what we like to say in the
Lots of
city.
tits, lots of ass.
All right, so I'll go first, I guess.
Well, while you spin that, I think the jig is up, boys. Steph says, "Those are my wine glasses."
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
I think we're caught, buds.
Favorite character in the show, besides Jon Snow.
I just say like the obvious one for you is Jon
You are
Snow.
Jones. You're, okay.
I like Jon Snow. It would probably be Arya Stark.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay.
I'm going to name 3, but I'm going to put them in order. So I will still have a
Oh,
first.
you didn't say 3.
No, but I'm still going to have a top. I'm still going to put them in order.
You named 2.
So then just go with your top.
No, because they're really, really close.
Because you asked favorite.
My first
If
is
he has a
Sansa.
top, then he has a
No one
favorite, right?
understands.
Hey, Sansa,
Hey.
Tyrion, Jon are my 3 favorites.
Which is the top favorite?
I literally said them in order.
Why not? Was it high to low or low to high?
Number 1, number 2, number 3.
Wasn't 3, 2, 1?
No.
Who was number 1?
Sansa.
Who was on first?
There's only one right answer to this question. It's Tyrion. So
It's a very good one.
Tyrion's awesome.
Tyrion is the.
I knew that's who you were going to choose specifically because you asked the question when we opened a beer that mentioned
Dedicated
his
to
name
Tyrion.
like 4 times.
Tyrion is
And the
the
king.
he's the George R. Martin being the author of the series. Like the Tyrion character is George R. R. Martin. He is the main guy. He's the one who's probably most similar to George R. R. Martin's in real life, and that's
He's
his
a
character.
midget?
I was gonna say
He's not.
vertically
Wait, that's
challenged?
not PC,
No.
is it?
I don't know.
Is it
I don't know
dwarf?
anymore.
It's vertically challenged.
It's
little,
changed like-
little person.
Are we at little
is
person
the
now?
proper
I-
nomenclature.
It's changed like 8 times in the last 3 years.
I think you a lot of people underestimate Jamie Lannister because he did.
I like Jamie.
Lannister,
He
yeah.
did.
I
Have
liked his
a
character
mor-
arc.
Yeah, his moral struggle of trying to be good and
He
bad.
literally
And
starts
still
off throwing
bang
the
his
kid out
sister?
the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, his first scene was like,
Yeah.
I'm throwing you out the window.
Starting with that,
He
Fuck
fucked
it out the
right
window.
fuck it right out the window. Started with that, and
Nobody
then
can see me fucking my sister.
finished.
I fuck my sister in private.
But then finishing as he did.
The best Valentine's Day card ever I saw was a
Man,
picture
that
of
truly
him
is. You're
saying,
not
"I
wrong.
love you like
Jamie
a
is a
sister."
great character arc.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
with that, like, and he, making friends.
Shout out
with
Brianna Tarth, who really
Yeah.
helps Jamie along the
path.
Brianna Tarth is awesome.
But
That's a big
then
wolf.
kind of goes from good, then kind of goes
Amazonian.
to bad,
Who?
and then kind of goes
Oh,
to
Brianne?
good. No,
Oh,
Jamie.
Jamie.
It kind of goes from bad to somewhat good to somewhat bad to somewhat good to...
He's never good.
Yeah, because he...
But it's
Yeah,
because
so
he battles what he feels
sister.
is between his sister, we'll say family connections.
Yeah. That's a good way.
connected really well. Really tight connections.
So,
We're talking about family connections, huh?
but he battles that, and he battles the fact that, man, as he gets out and he gets away from his family and he
Right.
sees how the world is and everything else, it's that.
I think he's good.
I think he would have been good
Is
if
he
he'd
victim
been.
of circumstance and loving his sister?
I think it's more how you're raised, not what you're born as.
I mean,
And
once
it starts off.
once them women get their claws in you, you're just...
or you get your something in them.
Oh,
You're
how
the-
about them women? Steph says, cheers, love you guys. So I guess I will let you drink from my glasses. She says Jon Snow is the best, for the record.
She likes her some Jon Snow.
All right, but anyway, back to this beer. Real quick, let's get to the
That's what
beer.
I wanna
Go
say.
ahead.
So from
no
the
one wants to hear it.
beginning, I know no one wants to hear it, but Jamie Lannister, he is
Fuck the
reviled
sister.
as the Kingslayer.
Right. The whole time.
But he killed the worst king ever who liked to burn people alive. Like, he did a good thing.
He also threw a child out a window.
That was
And fuck his
later.
sister.
That was
I'm
later.
just saying.
That was also
That was
earlier.
later. He's a Kingslayer, and he was sworn to protect the king, but the king deserved it.
But if you're
saying.
sworn,
He should be a goddamn hero.
if you're sworn to someone, especially in like medieval culture or in this Westeros culture, if you're
I'd
sworn
say
to someone, it's worse
It's an
to
oath.
break that oath
Yeah.
than it is to do the right
You should
thing.
shame your family, John.
He
He did
threw
the right
a
thing.
child out a window. But anyway,
Pretty
to
bad.
the beer.
He killed the worst king.
To the beer.
It's alright.
So far, I will say,
Not my favorite barley wine.
yeah, it's not bad.
It's palatable. It's very smooth drinking.
Not saying it's palatable, but it's nothing special. It's not
Right.
complex. That's the second
Yeah.
barley wine we've had recently. What makes a barley wine good is complexity. Barley wines are supposed to make you drink and go, huh,
It's supposed to make you drink and know things.
there's a lot going on here. Yeah, actually. But there's a lot going on here.
We're
No,
killing, we're
I'm
killing,
not supposed to rim
we're
shot
killing some brain
myself.
cells
No.
right now.
that's not true.
I should give myself a
Actually,
rim job. Rim shot. Rim shot.
did you just say rim job? Did you just give yourself a rim job? Is that what
Rim
you just
shot.
said?
Rim shot.
That's not what you said. We all heard it. But no, it's just not complex enough to really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just an average.
So you asked earlier what
Taste-
style
taste
of
and
barley
beer.
wine this was that came out. What are the style or the regions? I guess styles.
You have
What's-
American and English barley wines in
Okay.
the two.
is it-
We've talked about what separates them on the show before, and the big thing is English tends to be more earthy and dark fruit. Americans a little more palatable, still dark fruit, but it's usually
get
more
more of the
palatable.
molasses.
Little molasses, little. You're getting more earthy and dark fruit in English. You're getting molasses and palatable forward in American.
Okay.
Is typically
And then this would be the Westeros.
This was a little boozy.
Yeah.
well, that's
Oh,
Getting boozy
boozy.
flavor.
It's
Yeah.
all boozy.
all barley wines are.
Yeah, but
It
the booze is standing out.
smells.
This brings me back to that first beer we had.
It smells better than it tastes.
Yeah.
All right, so John said something about killing brain cells. So I posted on our Facebook, which for some reason it wasn't pulling up, so Facebook may have deleted it too. Who the hell knows?
I saw it on Facebook.
Yay, technology.
I was just looking and it wasn't there. But it's from Cheers, and it's
Cheers.
yeah, from
Norm?
Cheers, yeah. So it's Norm and
What's his
And
face?
the mailman. I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden. I've seen the show 1,000 times. I'm drawing a blank. But Cliff Clavin. So the two of them are talking. Cliff's telling a story about, basically drinking. And the long story of the short, because it's a long paragraph,
This seems like it.
he basically says drinking kills off the weakest link of the brain cells, because it kills brain cells, but only the weakest link, so you actually get smarter.
It's a long ass analogy. It's kind of funny.
It's
Shout out Off Screen Matt for sharing it with us so we can share it.
Off screen, Matt wanted us to share it. I shared it.
I thought it was pretty appropriate.
I think What you shared is much better than what Tyler just did. So
Yeah, you should just be like, we had this funny meme on the.
just go check it out.
Yeah.
It wasn't there when I looked. That was the
still
problem.
don't
I had to
know
pull it
what's
up on
going on.
Yeah, exactly.
because the original plan was I was double checking to make sure it was there.
So what you're trying to say is you drink and know things?
Back to it.
Let's go.
Bunny just said Cliff. Thanks, Bunny.
John, so
Yes.
you're saying you notice boozy, palatable, but kind of just meh.
Yeah, like you said, the complexity of flavors isn't there. I'm not getting a lot of the plum, raisin, stone fruit. Like I'm just not getting any of that really.
Which is why I think it is American. They're typically not. They're still complex usually. Like
Well,
this
it
is
is
still,
from New York City.
but it's just missing the dark fruit.
Yeah, I am
I
missing.
think this is medieval time Game of Thrones
Jesus.
beer. This would be like your saison, like you're drinking it every day.
It's like some guy made it in a pot out back of his hut.
Yeah.
You know, kind of aged there.
And flea bottom.
Yeah, flea bottom.
It's flea bottom stew.
You're going
Yeah,
to the
we're
market. You're going to the market for a beer. This is what it is.
Dude, if this was what I went to the market for, I'd be the happiest man alive.
Damn
Like,
right.
yeah, this
it
isn't
was probably
great.
even stronger.
But if this is your light beer, dude, I grew up the
Like,
wrong.
you imagine that beer back then with like the shitty boiling water and then like them aging it. Who knows? Then people had to have been hammered.
I bet everything was sour. I mean, there's no doubt.
I read where like the people that couldn't drink wine died way earlier than the people that drank wine because this is simply
Because the water was so
yeah,
bad.
they're boiling the water, and then who knew what the ABV on some of that stuff was? It had to be like
2%.
It's actually probably
No
lower
way.
than you'd expect.
think so.
Because to make it high ABV, it requires more ingredients, which costs more. I can feed people on barley and barley and wheat, or I can put it in my beer.
I can feed people of color.
If I use less to make the beer, I can still feed more people.
But like, ain't the ABV just based on like aging it?
No, it's based on the sugars in the beer when you add the yeast.
So it's all from the word.
Uh,
How much malt you're using.
So it requires more grain, more sugar to...
So they were making more wine probably than an L.
Nerd alert. So basically, when you make your wort, you're going to take a reading for the original gravity. And then once you're done fermenting, you're going to take another gravity reading for the final gravity. And then that difference there, you're going to put in the calculator, and it's going to tell you what your ABV is.
But in general, to get that higher, it requires more sugar.
Yeah.
If you're skimping ingredients, because,
You don't have any.
yeah, you're going to have a lower ABV. But the big thing is you're still boiling the water. It's still cleaner. Therefore, less likely to get sick. Again, this is the barley wine. This is Hand of the Clean.
It makes sense.
I'm the
as
barley
a
wine
cherry
guy.
beer.
I'm the barley wine guy. But it's just not quite what I wanted. I want a little more complexity.
Yeah.
And especially with a guy like Tyrion. If it's the Tyrion beer, you can't get more complex than Tyrion, in my opinion.
Now, did they drink beer in Game of Thrones at all, or was it just all wine, basically?
It was, they kept calling it ale and mead, is what they kept calling everything.
Really?
Yeah. Ale was drank a lot.
Tyler says things sometimes to the confidence level. It's just sound.
Yeah.
Like he knows what he's talking about.
Remember, I was drinking, therefore, what do you think I noticed a lot of?
Drinking.
Drinking. Ale was what they referred to the most, mead second.
Yeah.
He
I
played the
think
drink
it's
along
ale. I
game
don't
with,
think they
with
said
Game of
wine.
Thrones.
There might have been wine in there, but
Seriously, drank a shitload of wine. When
Well, you could tell that by the color and everything else.
when King's
but-
Landing was under attack and she was in charge of everybody, and she was just getting drunk.
Chris, you are first on this one. Do you have any final thoughts before you score it?
no, not really. It was just underwhelming. I'd give it. Like,
We've also had really good beer before it.
Good beer, yeah.
3, 2, 5. I mean, I'd probably say a 3.
Okay.
I would never like want to drink it or look after it.
I don't think I've ever heard
It's an
someone.
average. It's an average beer.
I don't think
Yeah,
I've
it's
ever
average.
heard someone say more question marks
It's just like-
on scores.
Yeah, it certainly as Tyler says
Even
things.
Bob,
like-
even Bob said shit like Q with certainty.
That's
This
true.
beer is a Q.
I miss Bob.
Ream's over here going.
Bob, what's your score? 16.
So we have a
What?
3 from Chris. I'm going to give it a 3 as well. I think it's just an average barley wine.
No, I'm right there. I was going to go 3.
yeah, See?
I need to do the math. 3 plus.
So I know
It's a 3. The average is a 3.
Oh.
Not that you count, but what would your score be, Matt?
I'm not too far off. I'd say 3, maybe 3 1/4, just on ABV. You know, the fact that it's 10 and it's drinkable. If you're wanting to,
It is drinkable. It's not quite DUI shelf because I'm getting a little booze.
No,
but
not that much.
booze
I
there.
mean, for a 10% in a barley wine, it's very palatable. If you haven't tried one and it was like a gateway barley wine, like it's a good way to get your toe in the water on it and kind of see what you think.
Get your toe on the water
You got just the tip of it. It's fine.
Just the tip of the barley wine, Reem.
of the water
The barley water.
of the wine.
How about that next beer?
I wanted to see how long that would go.
I was letting it go.
I was having no more.
I was like,
that.
no,
I was just going to text while they were
no,
going.
I spent too much time around that guy
Great.
that could literally go the rest of the hour too, and he would be fine with it. So
Hey, what do you got in your hand there, buddy?
I don't care. At this point in time, I don't care. This is amazing.
you don't care what's in your hand? That's not. That almost sounds. Yeah, that almost sounds like an invite.
Handshake.
All right.
Handshake, but hands above the table.
Also from the Reserve Collection, this is Mother of Dragons.
Ooh.
This is the Smoked Porter and Creek blend.
This makes sense.
A beer for Daenerys, a blend of delicately smoked porter and tart cherry creek, brewed for those who nurture dragons. As the war for the Seven Kingdom rages to a climax, Amagang presents the Royal Reserve Collection. This collection of yada yada yada. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's probably
Mother of
something right.
Dragons, a beer for Daenerys is a richly
Yada, yada, yada.
No, I mentioned the lobster bisque.
is a richly complex blend of smoked porter and Belgian Creek. It pours a deep ruby brown with alluring aromas of tart cherry, dark roast, and hints of smoke.
So this sounds like we got a lot going on.
Yeah.
This sounds like a beer that would be great if
giving you an
it
A+
tastes like
in
I
your
think
reading.
it will.
It's
Yeah, it was a B
a
at
B
best.
minus.
It was a B at
It's a
best.
B minus.
Hey, it was a B at best.
I'm saying on improvement.
I'm gonna go. Hey, it would match well with a brisket if it tastes like it
I hope
reads.
so, I hope
If
so.
it tastes like it reads, it would match well with a brisket.
I'd try
I mean,
that.
there's just so much going on with this. That's why I was like, this is the one I want to pick just to see. And I remember having this before, and I think it maybe wasn't great originally, but it aging for a little bit. I'm kind of curious to see what it's done too.
So just get Matt the rest.
And you've drank a lot of beer since then, and you've actually improved your palate.
Yeah, and I've started to appreciate a lot of things that are outside of Keystone Light and Stouts. So,
Dude, Matt's become a true beer snob, and it's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Best accomplishment of the show. We've done nothing else.
If we've done nothing else, we've turned Matt into a beer snob.
Amazing.
And I also, today it's perfect with these glasses. I can pour them with like very minimal, like just a perfect, beautiful head on it. And then Matt's, I just fuck him over.
yeah, it's just foam. Glad that
You want me to stick my finger in there?
I'm glad one was joining.
No, you gotta rub it on the nose
Well, yeah, I
first.
gotta get the face grease first, John. if you're gonna
And
do it
behind the
right.
ear?
Yeah.
No, you don't need behind
In
the ear.
the ear.
In
Don't-
the ear.
Just
Don't-
in the ear.
Don't half-ass if you're gonna. Don't be about it, John. Be about it. You know.
Yeah. Don't ride the donkey backwards.
Oh god damn it. So speaking of beers aging,
That's hilarious.
bearded guys,
Yes, dear.
we started having a conversation off screen that I thought might be, and not off screen like me, but like during the break that I thought might be fun to talk about on here. So some of these beers have been aging for a couple of years at least, and I was under the impression that I mentioned like when they age the ABV goes up, right? And you guys
Nope.
are like, no.
Sometimes it does.
I mean, it
And-
can, but
And
typically no.
because I knew like flavors might
A lot of
mellow.
times it can drop out.
But yeah, so do you guys want to maybe talk anything on like the aging of beers?
I know depending on evaporation, like for instance, I'm curious when we did our whiskey tasting, when some of that scotch evaporated, I guarantee what was left was extremely high ABV because the water would evaporate. Wouldn't you agree, John?
John's maybe social media.
I'm reading shit. I don't know. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
point isn't to Google what everyone else can Google. We're talking.
Well, he needs to know
With,
things.
hey, with
Drinking.
He's drinking, so he needs to also.
like what I'm
listen.
saying, with when we did the whiskey tasting, because
Yes.
water would evaporate.
Because there was one that we had that was super old.
Beer or whiskey?
Whiskey.
Oh, you mean, no, we didn't have it. Oh, we did taste the one.
We did.
The,
Shout out Carrie Davis.
Carrie's whiskey, he had a couple mini bottles he brought back
Literally,
from
like
Scotland.
half the bottle was gone.
Yeah.
And it wasn't open.
And I guarantee, well, I don't guarantee, but I would assume
How would-
water
how'd that
evaporates.
happen? If it's
Well,
corked?
the seal, it was a twist seal, And if it's not done perfectly, you still can lose to evaporation. Even they found bottles of liquor and wine and stuff from way back, like 100 years ago, and like even though it'll be fully corked, the bottle will be like half missing because of evaporation. But I would
Bottle
assume
be half full or half empty?
I would assume that the alcohol content would be higher if it evaporated.
I would assume so.
Now, most of the time, the big thing is unless you've let it age forever, the ABV shouldn't adjust. It would be more the flavors dropping out. Some of it getting less hot.
I'd say that's the
if it's
that's
barrel
the concern.
aged, you're gonna sometimes, thankfully, lose some of that heat from the barrel, that liquor taste.
Barely know.
Beat you to it.
Thanks,
But
Sean
like
Mitchell.
certain additive flavors, peanut butter's one that can drop out at times. Fresh fruits can drop out at times. Peppers drop out very quickly. So if you're aging like a spice stout, you're going to lose that heat.
It's an interesting conversation because I have definitely heard someone say that it can be up to 0.5% per year that it gains in ABV as it ages. Now, I think that's a little bit...
Optimistic?
Yes. But
But
I have definitely heard the
Qualifiers
opposite.
up to.
So it's definitely something I want to look into more.
Which-
or just ask.
Piggybacking, Carrie jumped in and said it was the alcohol that evaporated. It tastes like smoky water.
Really?
So, which
I
don't
didn't taste
remember
that one
much.
because
I
it was
drank a
scotch, so
lot.
I didn't taste it. I had 2 scotches that night, regretted both.
I didn't. Scotches are now my favorites.
I don't like scotch. The rest of the shit was stupid good. I had some good shit that
that was a
night.
fun night. Thanks again for hosting, sir.
Yeah. I want to see you. You haven't drank it yet. I'm watching.
Don't breathe while
I
you're
just
drinking
wanted
it. It burns the nostrils.
I like it so much. I like it so much.
That is a lot of interestingness going on, but it kind of isn't bad. I think when I had this fresh, and going well off the aging topic,
My guess is the smoke was heavy the first
but
time.
this is a couple years old. It was a lot more tart than I recall. Granted, my palate might have
This kind of
evolved.
still tart.
Oh, I love. Well, it's a creek. I mean, it's partially a creek.
Even
You've
a-
had creeks, right?
Even a
I
crick.
have.
It reminds me of
So-
the fresh battlefield of me
it's
stomping the
Crike,
skulls
it's-
of my enemies.
With the metallic blood of my enemies
So-
flowing through
The swing of the
stream.
sword, chopping off heads,
So one of
arms
my-
and limbs and fingers and toes.
I got my hammer.
One of my favorite- One of my
and I
favorite breweries.
smashed the face.
Ring.
Is-
One of
is-
my
is
favorite
John
breweries
jumping in
up
on
in
this now?
Chicago. One of my favorite breweries up in Chicago. They make a lot of table beers, creeks, farmhouses, stuff like that. And they have one that's a cherry, and it is. It reminds me of this, except a little tartar because of the porter being cut into it.
This is
brewery is
sedimentary. On mine, at least.
It is
Sedentary?
Dovetail.
Dovetail.
Is it just me?
Love
DuckTales?
Dovetail.
Oh,
Woo!
there's some in there.
No, not that. He asked me the brewery I was talking
Oh.
about.
In Chicago.
I mean, is anyone else like got that? Like, did you
Oh,
see
you
mine?
got
No, I got it. Yeah.
You got the end of the bottle too, so.
Yeah, that's. It looks like fish food at the bottom.
This is cherry stone fruit sort
You
of.
can see the red when you.
This is a lot better than I remember it.
Like, I have sediment. You can see it.
I don't know if I'm a huge fan of this.
Oh, this is.
This is pretty interesting though, and it's better than I thought it was gonna be. It's better than I remember. I think the aging on this did a lot of good for it.
The smoke's there without being
I'm not getting much smoke.
over the. Well,
It's the cherry.
which is that makes me happy. I want it there without being
I'm getting
much.
cherry.
Cherry is
a lot of cherry.
very much there.
Which gives it a tart, but not like pucker.
Yeah, it's not puckering or anything like that, and it doesn't taste infected or anything like that.
No.
And it's just supposed to be hints of smoke. It says that on the label, which
On the
I
bottle
am
better be
getting.
in the bottle.
Yep, they did good about putting what was correctly on the bottle. Alma Gang might be my favorite right now, just based on they know how to make sure that what they put on it's in it.
Yeah, they're accurate in their descriptions.
So it's a blend of a smoked porter and a Creek Ale, and I don't know if
Read
I've
that
had a
twice.
Creek Ale before.
I've never heard of that before.
Really?
tonight. I don't believe so.
I've had a couple.
So do you recall like what's that style?
So they're not saisons or anything like that, but it's very much that it's a sour with being I want to say they're usually sour like traditional creeks are Crake or Crike or...
I would look it up, but I get yelled at too, so whatever.
Yeah,
No, you
sure,
can look
yeah.
up how it's pronounced,
But wouldn't it have like a? Wouldn't it be part of the Belgian family? Because
I
like,
want to
mean,
say they
it's
do
definitely a
Britannomyces to
Belgian-
sour it.
It's definitely a Belgian.
Drink.
Yeah,
I mean, like, you drink it, you get that Belgian kind of frothy
it's
fullness.
definitely not the porter.
That Belgian body. There we go. Right, Tyler?
Creek
I like this
is a
smooth.
Flemish word which uses cherries, specifically sour Morello cherries.
Oh, so it's the cherries, the sours. Okay.
Oh, okay.
They're typically adding whole or macerated cherries. Important though, the pits were intact to a lambic beer base, which is a lambic is a sour. Okay,
Which aren't lambics Britannomyces soured?
I think so. All right.
Holy shit, I was right!
Did Tyler just get a gold star?
He definitely
Give me a
knows.
point.
Past level 1.
Give me a point, Mitch.
of-
That's 2 points. That's a ding ding.
Give me a ding ding, motherfucker.
That's usually more for like entendres and shit, man.
No, but that was so much fun to like make you
No,
do
he
it.
got it. He got it. It is.
Yeah. It was
The,
dirty.
the
I
cherry
didn't feel
is
good
standing
about
out
it.
to me.
I like
Yeah.
that. I didn't feel good about
I don't
it.
see any porter.
I get no porter in this.
If you,
If you drink it,
so that's the problem.
It's more like a cherry sour.
If you had
red,
ever had a traditional,
but I'm not
like
mad at
Creek,
it though.
however it's said, that I have no idea.
I don't know how to say it.
I always say Creek. It might be Crike.
Well, if you're from the South, it's pronounced Crick.
Cracky.
Crikey, mate. You definitely would notice a body difference. Creeks remind me more of saisons in body.
Okay.
So this is much heavier and creamier than that. So that's where I notice the porter more than anything.
Maybe I could see that, but the cherry is overwhelming.
And most creeks you would not have hardly any head. You would
Poor
get it.
creeks.
You would get it at the initial pour
I feel your pain.
because of the possible fermentation in the bottles and stuff like that. You would see it at the initial pour, and then it would flatten very
it's
fast.
just a cherry.
Did you say the cherry's overwhelming, John?
Yeah, I think that. Yeah.
It's definitely a cherry. Like it wants to be a sour, but it's not a sour. And there's like no.
I want more of this. I want a lot more of this.
Chris?
I will
Oh,
need.
sorry.
Who's rating this first?
I am.
That's you. Yeah.
Yes.
You're gonna need your calculator.
I will need my calculator on this one.
So this is going to be an extremely polarizing beer, and I knew that this was going to be my second choice if somebody hadn't picked it for me, which worked out really well.
There's too much on it going on it not to pick it.
Yeah, I picked.
Oh, Chris is on. Chris Knight.
Chris.
What's up?
Chris.
My favorite windmill rep.
Schwartz beer.
He says,
beer.
"Yo, I'm a gong tasting takeover before the windmill one." Ha.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Anyway,
And he says, lambics are soured by wild yeast. Son, come on.
wild yeast.
Drink more.
I
and
missed
know
one
more.
thing. Leave me alone, Chris.
I'm Chris.
Schwartz beer.
Another Chris.
That's what we want. That's my order. Schwartz beer.
Anyway, back to what I was saying.
He knows what we're talking about.
This beer's going to be polarizing.
Profile.
Go.
I love the way it came out. I think it
You
is
like how it went in?
clean,
No.
clean, tasty,
Is that too much?
unique.
Oh, that's perfect. Actually, that's really good.
I'm giving it a 4.75.
Wow.
I think it's
You just
not.
make John make Yeti noises. He sounded,
Whoa.
he
It's
sounded
not.
like Chewy.
It's not
Whoa.
only a beer I will search out again. It is a beer truly. If Amagang, obviously they probably won't ever. I won't be able to
If
find
you
this
like that much,
version.
you can have the rest of mine.
Yeah,
Jordan.
John made Wookiee noises.
If they won't. If I can't find the bottle of this, but I can find them doing this style, I will absolutely buy everything I can get my hands on. I think it is tasty. I think it's balanced. I think it is. Oh, it's beautiful. 4.75.
It's a fun novelty beer. I'm gonna go 3 1/4.
You don't have near the dedication or vindication behind your. damn
That's
fucking title
because
it is.
a
so the
fun
difference
novelty
is
beer.
John's never had the again I can't pronounce it probably right, but Creek style lambic sours. So he's having troubles figuring out if the porter's there. If you've had a traditional Creek, you can absolutely tell the porter body's there.
I mean, I build the porter when I burp. Does that count?
That counts.
All right.
That definitely counts. Oh, that might even count double.
That's good. Reem, what about you?
I'm a 3.5 on that. It's
All right.
like I like the cherry.
Matt, not that you count, but what would be yours?
Yeah.
Let's get 3.75.
I'm somewhere in between because it's between the novelty factor and the flavor of it. It's pretty good. It's kind of cool. It's kind of fun. It's definitely different.
Yeah.
It's not something that I personally would search back out, but I can appreciate it.
I agree.
I would go like a 3.75, kind of splitting you guys' difference because I think it's like, hey man, I got this really crazy thing to try. You want to try something different?
It's different.
It's kind of good. It's probably not gonna be your favorite beer, but it's not bad.
So you want to know one of the reasons it got such a high score for me? I love the flavor. Like that's
You don't have to justify it.
no.
That's fine.
Oh, I'm not justifying like with you. It's more the
Then who just buying it for?
I enjoy this. I enjoy the taste. But one of the
The
big things for
internets.
me is I know 2-3 months down the road, and we've done this a lot with beers, where we're like, oh man, I really like this beer, but what did it taste like again? There is absolutely no chance in hell with this beer. I've enjoyed it just as much as those, but unlike some of those that, you know, you end up having 10 other stouts that are similar style, and you have troubles remembering what it tasted like, I can guarantee I will be able to tell you what this beer tasted like 4 months down the road from now.
It's good.
Side note: Chris says he's got to sign off before he does.
That was fast, Chris.
He says, "Whoa, wait, whoa, that moved."
What was that?
No, I was reading and then he typed again and it bumped up his comment. Says, I got you on some cans of Captain Brigadier General Schwartz beer.
I need a sixtel.
For sure, maybe a
Sixtel.
keg. Have a good night. Gotta go home and drink some beers. Then it says, no Captain, just Brigadier General, Luther's Lager. Had a few yourself tonight.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, got it. Love you, bud.
And a tap handle.
Check it out, man.
Your tap handle will make it on the show.
Or if I can buy
try
another
that
glass off of you, that'd be fantastic. Then I won't break.
Love you, bud. Ta-da-ta-ta.
One more
But
beer and then we're
yeah,
good.
we have one more beer for the night.
Yeah.
Before we get to it, we had a. Oh, Wednesday you did your.
We did. So, Russell, Nightcap, Hecubus, and I, every 2 weeks we do the Beer Life Bunker Sports. And right now it's winter, so we're doing the Winter Bunker Sports Series. And this is the first time I got to actually write the script. And it was fantastic.
That's not how it works. You're there. You fly to
we
Washington.
We
for
are
these.
there. I do fly to Washington and then sit in the bunker. And
Gosh.
we watch the event.
Don't mess up the illusion.
Yeah, well. It's a lot of fun.
Like the illusion of my Instagram?
And I had a great time writing this, and I wanted to play a clip of this specific episode. I leaned into off-screen Matt and his appearance in this. I wanted to read. I didn't want to read. I wanted to play it for you guys.
Chris and I just blew us a kiss and either cheers beers or it's a hot dog. It's hard to tell. It's a small emoji. I'm not sure which
That's
one.
probably better. Yeah, that's whatever. But we did reindeer sports, reindeer games. So this particular Beer Life Bunker Sports episode was about reindeer games, and off-screen Matt led the District 7 squad. And
Is that the district I'm in? I can't remember.
what's that?
It's a Hunger Games reference.
I don't remember.
Oh, I know, but no, I've been. No, I've participated in the Olympics as well.
You have actually.
Yeah.
And I don't remember which district you're from.
That's what I was wondering if somehow we ended up in the opposite districts or not.
The only thing, like, as a tease, and I'm going to post it. Russell's going to send the audio file to me, and I'll be able to post it. But basically, off-screen Matt was struggling because reindeer games is basically the sport of polo,
Shocker,
but
Matt
you
sucks.
ride reindeer instead of horses, and instead of a puck or a ball, what you're kind of batting around the field is a can of slushy style beer.
Whoa.
Now, my
Those things explode
experience
easily.
riding horses for the half of my life did not come into riding reindeer. They're much more cantankerous.
Much more cantankerous, and also you're not very good with a larger stick.
That's
so
true.
you actually got a
the
smaller
record show.
stick. You got a smaller stick.
It's a below average stick.
Yeah, it's a below average stick,
Yeah,
and you were
yeah,
much
what
more
you used
comfortable
to,
with that.
I mean, yeah, that sounds entirely right.
You were much more comfortable with that smaller stick.
It had
so.
like a 4-finger grip on it.
And on that note, Hounds Baseball's 27 says he's got to hop off for tonight.
Hey, thanks for listening, brother.
Surprisingly, he
Thank
loved
you.
the content and looking forward to next week.
Hey, we look forward to it, brother.
Despite our best efforts, we got a new viewer.
I'm not going to be here next week. So.
Exactly. It'll be better.
Extremely downhill.
Nah, he'll be back next week because Adam will be on. I mean, come on.
Yes.
All right, so our last beer of the night, not our last drink on the night, our last beer of the night.
Oh, was that a wink and a nod there?
I knew John was hoping to forget. Was the King of the North Barrel-Aged Imperial Stout, a beer for Jon Snow, a rich, bold Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels. Dark, aromatic, and full-bodied, it is a fitting companion for a long, dark night. As the Wharf... King...
That almost sounded like...
Long night.
King of the North, a beer for John, is an Imperial Stout aged for over 6 months in bourbon barrels. The beer is black as pitch with rich aromas of roast, bourbon, and chocolate. A fitting companion to a long, dark night.
Did
it not sound a little bit like Regulators? It was
Best
a cold black
sidekick.
night.
Best sidekick in Game of Thrones. There's only one answer to this, too.
Was there more than one sidekick?
Actually, yeah, Brianna Tarth is my favorite.
Okay, that's a good one.
That's a big sidekick.
She's still technically a sidekick. Everywhere she's at, she's a sidekick.
She's sidekick. Yeah, that's a good one.
The 3 fucking dragons.
The
Ooh.
only other person I would put is the redheaded motherfucker.
Or even just one of the dragons.
Yeah, I mean...
What's yours, John?
Samuel Tarley.
No, fuck that. Sam sucks.
Sam's awesome.
Sam
Fuck
sucks.
you.
Just because you're Sam doesn't mean he's good.
Some truth to that. There's some truth to that.
Just
I
because you're
relate to
Sam,
Sam.
by look and personality, does not mean.
Let the record show, I don't think Squeaks is the best character in basketball, but I identify most with him.
Squeaks.
Spoiler for
yeah.
movie of the drunken movie review of the
Speaking
week.
of which, this week's Drunken Movie Review is the one, the only, basketball.
What's this remind you of, John? Got any good medieval stories?
Reeves ran out.
Reem is out. He's faked it through 6. He's got you to figure
You know,
the
it
reins.
reminds me of standing on the wall and pissing off the wall into infinity.
That gets your pecker cold. Real cold.
Real cold.
I'm worried
Fucking
about you.
freezes your piss
Really
right
am.
on contact and never want to look back from now on.
You just look like a piss waterfall and you walk away? Is that what you're saying?
Hell yeah.
Piss off the end of the world. That's all I wanted to
Worry
do.
about all of you.
It reminds me of this time when I took some dragon glass.
All you have to do is just start
Black
talking.
is
Tyler.
not-
Hey.
You know what? No. This is where it's at. Okay.
Oh,
Sorry. I was traveling through the grasslands.
Is John talking deeper than
I was
normal?
traveling through the grasslands.
Let's grab
And
it.
this young man tried to challenge my authority.
Oh, what a...
I was-
And so
a
we
fourth
had to
time.
throw
What a
down.
brute.
And we had to duel. And with one swift
Ball
thrust
cut?
of my arm.
That looks like one swift ball
Out
cut.
comes his heart.
That's what I thought.
No, I went through his throat and grabbed his tongue and pulled it out through his throat.
I truly thought you grabbed his scrotum.
Yeah, that looked like a squudge.
I am Khal Drogo.
I thought you were Sam. All right, beer.
He's absolutely Sam.
Beer.
Listen,
Sam, I mean John, what do you
That
think
reminds
of
me
beer?
of a time.
No. We're done living your former lives.
did you like
This is
how
the last
Did
beer.
you like how the whole time they're talking, I'm just like,
I'm calling into these shenanigans.
This is my favorite scene. That's
So-
awesome scene. Shout out Jason
Have you
Momoa.
ever ripped out a man's eyeball
This is Tom.
well, actually, that
and then
that
watched
does.
him?
Hey, favorite scene. He already told me what his is. What's your favorite scene in the show?
Oh, of the whole series?
Yeah,
Whole thing.
That's not my favorite scene. I didn't
you
go
just
that
said it
one.
was. You literally said
I
that's
have
my-
another
Did
favorite
he
scene.
not say that's my
I
favorite?
have a
We
scene.
can play it back and see what you
My
said.
favorite scene is the red wedding because I had no idea what was coming in.
Dude, that was insane.
That
You guys
shock
don't-
and awe
You guys don't
factor.
read. Okay, whatever. It's fine.
and
Not those, I don't.
yeah,
No.
yeah, but
But it's
that
great.
Was,
It is a great scene.
That I mean, as far as the scene, as far as the surprise, here we're doing this, and then just like the fucking just no fucking fucks given.
So
Like
mine.
I got 0 fucks.
Did you say the fucking no fucking fucks given?
Yeah.
Just
That's
make
a
sure
lot
that
of zero-
I appropriately
that's like zero
refuck your fucks there.
Negative.
So mine was when.
To the negative fucks.
To the negative fucks.
Actually, hold on. I want to make sure I have the name.
I'm going to tell you, Google is like, how many fucks
Okay,
does it take
while
to
you're
get
make sure I
someone
get
out?
names right.
While you're looking up,
Yeah.
my actual favorite scene, and the Khal Drogo scene, pulling the tongue out, is awesome. But my actual favorite scene is, I think it's season 6, where Cersei is supposed to go on trial. And she instead, with the Dragonfire green shit, blows everybody up in the set.
She does do that. That's true.
And just the whole 15 minutes, like, to me, that 15 minutes of that episode, that first 15 minutes, and the song that's playing, number one, for this show is totally out of character, and it tells you from the get-go that something is up.
Shit's about to
something's
go
different.
down.
Yeah.
And there's dialogue, but very little. And just thematically, it's just a beautiful scene. I absolutely love it. And Cersei is just her conniving self, and she's just a bitch. She's awesome.
So for me, when Arya Stark, when she's being trained by,
Faceless Man.
thank you.
Jock and Hakar.
Yeah.
Why do I know that? I'm the one that hasn't seen it.
Well, it was words were hard, but when she's being trained, and during that time where the other chick keeps kind of needling it. The first time they go at it, she gets her ass kicked, right? The second time they go at it, when she purposely takes out the candles so it's dark and whips a bitch's ass, that to me is the absolute most, like, that's why Arya from then on out is just a badass the rest of the show. It's that moment was her turning the corner. That was her becoming not necessarily a faceless person, because she still wanted to be Arya
Yeah, she
Stark,
doesn't become
which
that
is why
far.
she doesn't stay in that order.
The guild, yeah.
But it was her becoming the ability to do whatever the fuck she wanted to do. It was, I can be one of you. Or I could go be a queen. Or I could go do whatever. And guess what? I will win every fucking time. That was such big balls energy that it was like,
Yeah, the best one
You
for
bad
Arya
bitch.
for me is when she literally at the end gets the cut. Hit like.
yeah, that was a good
hit
one.
his throat. Like, that was super cool. But a lot of people forget, just because the last season was kind of looked at as so shitty.
Pause for just a half second. We are going to go just a few minutes past because we do have something after this beer, but it won't be long. At most, we're looking at 9:10 tonight. So just letting you guys know. Go ahead.
But so that changed TV, or not TV, because it's, you get rid of TV, but it
It's not cable, it's HBO.
it changed series television for me and probably a lot of people by watching that, where when I realized, like, this show gives no fucks, is when they cut Ned Stark's head off. Eddard Stark.
Eddard
let's get it
Stark.
straight. So when they cut
Nickname
his
Ned.
head off, you're like, oh, this series has no limits, no bounds.
Oh,
So
you really like this guy? Fuck you.
Well,
Yeah,
at first,
so then
it's
you
the curse of
watch-
Sean Bean. If you watch any of the Sean Bean, you should know.
Dude, he has no
he's
mind.
gonna die.
And then you watch any other show.
With
you're
Sean
like,
Bean, he also
that's
dies.
the main character. He's definitely going to live the whole
Borderlands.
show. Where
Sean
Game
Bean,
of Thrones,
curse.
people kind of forget where it like spoiled,
Mark Addy, Sean Bean, like, all
it
these fuckers are dead.
spoiled the whole. It spoiled series for you, because you can almost watch a series and know this person's going to be in
Shorted
it
that one.
from beginning to end. Like Walking Dead kind of lost flavor to me.
They even killed Jon Snow.
after watching Game of Thrones, because like people were
He's
dying.
just so
in
badass
Walking
he
Dead,
came
you're
back?
Like, oh, no matter how big the war is, these main characters are always living.
But you
Even
say
fucking
that.
Carl, get in the fucking house.
You
Carl.
say that.
Carl Papa, get it right.
But when you watch Game of Thrones, there was literally a character who died, who is the main character in the whole story in the long run. Jon Snow died and came back.
He does die.
So Game of Thrones even falls into the same trope.
Sure,
But now
when
he'll leave
he
you hanging.
when he died, you didn't know if he was gonna be dead or come back alive.
Or not, or fake
Like,
dead.
You're like, he's
And that's
dead.
a really good example of the difference between, like, the books and the TV show. Because the TV shows, they got to kind of play it off as, like, Melisandre, the Red Priestess,
Right.
is bringing him back. And yet, in the books, it's kind of implied that Jon has the ability to warg
Yeah.
and go between. So, about that time he's getting stabbed to death, he actually wargs into his direwolf's body, which is how he survives, technically, in the books. So, it's very interesting. I was also going to mention...
Shit,
I think the
nobody cares
thing about Game of Thrones, which is a little bit ironic, but I absolutely love, is George R. R. Martin. He wrote he before writing Game of Thrones, and which he's not done yet, but before writing Game of Thrones, he worked as like a TV writer. He wrote episodes like Beauty and the Beast back in the 80s and some other TV shows. And so when he was done with that, he was kind of tired of that. So he wanted to write a series of novels that would be basically impossible to turn into a TV show. And yet it turned into one of the biggest TV shows of all time.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It's one of the greatest series. It's one of the greatest series ever. And a lot of people lose that because of the last season. And
again, watch it like I did. You don't lose that.
Right.
And I used to make fun of Game of Thrones constantly. And
Kelly Coffin's on. She says, "Geez, spoilers." If you haven't seen it
been
yet,
over a couple
and
years,
you
Kelly,
plan on
it's
it,
fine.
I think that's kind of on you.
she was one of
No offense,
one of the
Kelly.
people I snapped the video that I
she's
did.
watched it.
She even goes, Chris Reeves alive?
He's just been hibernating. The winter is not his season.
Anyway, so this
He's
beer
trying.
here.
Yeah. And I did enough nerding. I literally, this is my top 3 fantasy series of all time. So go ahead.
So this beer.
Just share with you fantasy.
Yeah, you noticed that, right?
I know. It's there.
John,
He's not wrong.
John, what do you think of this, though? This is a solid sale.
what
It's
is-
a thin.
All right, what's this beer? We're gonna go back to CanCon. This is the King. Well, no, I don't know now.
Barrel-aged Imperial Stout. Sorry.
King in the North, barrel-aged Imperial Stout of the Game of Thrones
Super boozy.
GOT series.
Very boozy.
It's not super boozy.
I feel like
It's
not-
there.
Well, we've been drinking like a lot of higher.
It's there, but
What's
not
the percent on
awful. It's
that?
11%.
So that's the highest percent.
It's the highest of the
all night.
nights, but I don't think it drinks that much heavier than the other ones we've been
That's the
drinking.
thing is, I'm not noticing a difference between the others.
I mean, how much is 10.5 to 11%?
It is.
Exactly.
I'm not getting the
At
body that we
0.5,
normally
that's
like
how
in our
much.
Imperial Stouts.
It's thin
Which
for
I
an Imperial, but it's extremely drinkable
It is drinkable.
while having the flavor and the ABV. That's the thing is the
It's
flavor's
got
still
some
there.
of the flavor.
See, I think the
No,
flavor's fantastic.
So here's my thing with Imperial. Like, they want to go, some places go overboard because it's like, we're barrel aged. So let me give you this big barrel aged flavor.
Oh, right, this is
Then-
barrel aged. It's very smooth for barrel, yeah.
yeah,
I forgot
So
about that.
yeah, so you get
part of that's aging. Barrel falls out. But go ahead.
the way that it's coming across is it's very smooth. You get the barrel without it being like, we need a barrel aged. This is in your face. Have a barrel aged beer, and the flavors are still there. I like it as a casual.
It's a-
very very light casual barrel aged beer drink.
Is it a gateway barrel age? Is that what you're saying?
Sure, I would agree with that.
It's a
little
lighter
short
body,
little tiny
drinkable Imperial
Bottles.
Stout that doesn't, for
Thank
me
you.
personally, we have a lot of Imperial Stouts, barrel-aged Imperial Stouts in the show, and this is not one of the top ones. But it's my personal favorite style, so I'm judging it maybe a little more harshly than others would.
Sure.
I mean, you guys in the middle, where I'd say like
It's one of my favorite styles, but I think they did this balance well.
yeah, like more objectively, I'll try to be
You
like
get the chocolate.
like it's a
Taste.
drinkable barrel age.
That chocolate cuts
So
through
on
nice.
the mass
Yeah, it does.
appeal, it's got that.
The
where
chocolate
it's-
at the end.
It's very
So
approachable for the not stout person, but the stout people like John and I that appreciate that thicker, richer, boozier, and
I'm
as
missing
opposed to Chris, who likes the not heavy booze flavor. You know, this is aiming more towards the Chris side than like the John or I side. So it really depends on what you're looking for in your stout. Like with a lot of other styles of beer, how do you like yours? If you want this lighter version of what it is, 10% drinks pretty smooth. It's got a decent flavor. It's just light, so that could appeal to that crowd.
I go
we
first, right?
just aren't that crowd, John.
And you're right, and Matt's right in this.
It's not poorly crafted.
Oh, Remus first?
Oh wait, hold on. No, it's you. My bad.
3 1/4.
Wow.
I don't think that's terrible. That's not
I think
hateful.
that's low.
Pretty low.
Ooh.
That's embarrassingly low.
Yeah, that is.
Matt's with me. Go ahead.
I'm gonna give it a 4.
And I'm giving it a 4.25.
I'm not seeking this.
I think
shit
the
out.
chocolate is absolutely
I'm
there.
surprised with that from you. I'll be
I
honest.
think the chocolate's there. I think the body's a little lower than I like.
To 3.75.
But when the flavor, the ABV all match what should be there body wise, while still being
perfect.
an approachable, drinkable body, that to me means you exceeded expectations by a lot. To have that body, so I can give
Perfect
this
blend.
to a stout fan, or I can give it to a stout
Not fair.
meh. And the body's not going to scare anyone away, while the flavor is what I want you to get from a stout, and
Chocolate.
that's on top of
It's
it.
the broader
The
mass appeal.
light.
I'll drink it again, but I'm not going to search this shit out.
Like, I would have said like a
The
3.5. I would have kind
lime.
of split like I don't think it's as
The
good as you guys are
lighter
saying. I
blend
think it's a
of
little
the
better than
herbal.
John, but
Hold on one second, Reem. What was that? Go ahead.
honestly, like I've gone 3.5. Like for me, because I'm again being that trying to be more objective about it and seeing the both sides of the coin. I can see where it could appeal and where it could detract. So I think 3.5 would be a pretty good round. So 3.75 is the average.
375 is
Is
average.
pretty not too far off from what I would have said, and I'm not far off from Reem and John at least.
You know what's funny? If your score counted instead of his, it's a 4.
Really? Oh, instead of his.
Because of rounding up, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right. I'm not a seek it out, so I think
Yeah, it's
375 is a
for
fine.
me, it would definitely not be seek out.
There we go.
So I'd say that 3.5, 3.75. I think that's that perfect range for this person.
I think this beer got screwed by going last. Normally, our last beer actually sometimes gets a bump. We're a little drunk. It's a stout. We're happy. I think what happened is these beers were so damn good.
yeah,
I
it was a
think
surprisingly good night.
John
for these.
got sensory overloaded by good beer and fucked this one in the ass.
I did not.
I don't think he fucked it in the ass. No, I think he just kind of fucked it a little.
But just
But like sensually.
This is probably one of the better beers I've had all night.
speaking of beers of the night, Matt, you were first. What is your
Yes,
beer
yes.
of the night?
Ooh, actually, I think I'm gonna
I've been
go
sitting here
with
waiting
was it the White Walker? Was that the pepper one?
Yeah.
That one,
Winter is Here was the pepper one.
yeah, that was the one that was the most surprising to me and the most I thought unique and interesting flavor. Actually, the dragon one was probably the most unique flavor, but that was the most interesting flavor to me because the pepper in it was just good. It was refreshing.
It
had
was
decent
fantastic.
ABV. It was drinkable. It was a unique beer that I really enjoyed.
Okay,
John.
God damn it, he convinced me. Like, my favorite beer of the night is the brown ale with maple syrup, but the beer of the night is the
That was my
is
watch
the
is
White
ended, right?
Walker. Yeah,
Brown
the,
ale was
the
my
White
watch,
Walker with the white pepper. Absolutely took me by surprise. So it is the beer of the night. My favorite is the brown ale with maple syrup. But
Which
beer of the night is the
is a
white
half
pepper.
point difference. So John actually just picked his beer of the night, came out as a 4 for Two Bearded Guys. His favorite though was my watch is ended at 4.5. That's a big difference for a beer of the night, and I like it. I like the
Yeah.
reasoning. That's solid.
Yeah.
Beer of the night. It doesn't have to be your higher scored. What one ended up being for one reason or another your beer of the night.
I'd say this beer.
I understand that wholeheartedly. That was solid.
Yeah, I mean,
King of the North?
from a person that is skeptical on his barrel age, because I find a lot of breweries that don't do their barrel aged that well.
Gently.
They overdo it for the barrel aged,
I don't think you can.
and you can. I mean, I'm
Mother-
a bourbon neat guy.
Same.
So like
Did he say a bourbon meat?
Yeah.
bourbon neat.
Neat.
Yes, I'm a bourbon neat. So when I drink my whiskey, it's neat.
No
and
ice.
it's straight
We'll
all
talk
the
about
way. So when you get a beer that you can find that has that whiskey taste that doesn't say, "Hey, we aged this in barrels, and I want you to know that, and that's the only reason I'm selling this beer because the other part of it fucking sucks," then this is a very good beer for that.
Lastly, on beer of the night, before we go to our very last thing of the night, I'm gonna have to go with Mother of Dragons. I think that combo
That was unique.
between the uniqueness of the flavor, the fact that it was my favorite of the night, it's that double whammy. I think Mother of Dragons. If I were to choose another one, if I were to cut that one out, though, I would absolutely agree with Winter is Here. Winter is Here with that pepper was so crisp, and
That
the
was
drinkability factor of that
Yeah.
beer for being, I want to say it was a 9 or 10.
I think it was
It's over there.
eight change.
Well,
think
either
so.
way, even if
Yeah.
it was 8, the drinkability of that,
Yeah.
Regardless, yes.
oh, mwah.
That was a good
That's chef kiss worthy. Mwah.
Chef Boyardee, that shit.
So, our last thing of the night is the Underberg. Underberg is an herb bitters taken for digestion. It is not a
My
beverage.
belly's a little bubbly, Tyler. What
Not-
can I take?
Not to
You're
be
totally gonna be able to handle this tonight, John?
Not to be sipped, but taken all at once and quickly because of its aromatic, strong taste. It is also used as a flavoring. This is a natural herb bitter at 44% ABV. Now, it's
44?
not even a full ounce. This is, I think I read... want to say it's like 2/3 of an ounce. Yeah,
It's
2/3 of an ounce. It's right there.
0.67, yeah,
Yep.
right there.
So it's not even a full ounce, so it's less than half a shot. But this is actually a lot of Europeans, especially in Germany, will drink this at the end of a night drinking, especially before bed, to really settle the stomach down and make it
Is it
easier the
settle
next
the
day.
stomach or cleanse the
Thunderbird.
stomach?
Settle, but
All right,
I
I'm
thought it
down
was
on
a
this shit.
cleanse.
Let's go. Cheers.
for those of you that have never had it, it does remind people a lot of times of black licorice.
It is black licorice.
It's so good.
Wow.
Okay.
That's definitely a short pour of watching what Tyler's doing to his own face.
You guys shake it.
No,
John, shake it.
I think John's taking the higher road here.
No, he'll
Watching
regret
what
it
you just
later.
did.
It's
so
a drop
bad.
at a time.
You guys shake it.
It's like Malort or some shit like that.
Shake it. You gotta finish it, bitch.
I think I got it.
No, you didn't.
Whew, that is awful.
I got it.
Nothing's as bad as
I got
Malort.
it. I had it in my mouth for like 45 seconds.
That's what she said.
That black licorice is
God awful.
wow.
Well, it'll settle my tummy down, right?
That's the point of it.
No, I think it's supposed to explode your tummy.
So I've had it one other time. It actually does help. I did say at the
Does
time
it?
I would never drink it again.
So this is not
And here
an
we are.
every
But I got
week thing.
so I got
No, no,
no.
Welcome to the show.
No, I got these for two reasons. A, they were offered to me at dirt cheap.
Yeah.
B,
Indie
you were going to
Craft
be
Brew.
here.
And B, I knew you were going to be here. And drinking these together I thought would be fun.
Guys, it's been fantastic. Welcome. Thank you guys. 1 year, 52 episodes, 2 bearded guys.
I'm
Thank
TDG _ops guy.
My dog B&Q.
With us today,
Chris.
behind the camera.
Off screen, Matt.
Thanks, guys, for listening. Don't forget to look for Two Bearded Guys Drunk at Movie Reviews. Follow us on Instagram, especially now that we're doing the Two Bearded Guys Drunken Power Rankings.
Yeah.
And look for future announcements because we have about, I think, 5 or 6 different projects in the work right now. Follow
Trying to sell
us,
real things. Good thing you guys are large.
Hey, which means 1 out of
We're large.
which means 1 out of 6 will probably happen.
Yeah.
We love you guys. Thanks for watching.
And I'm gonna be warm tonight.
We're 2 bearded guys. We're 2 bearded guys later. Wrap it up. We gotta get out of here for that. We gotta get out of here.